thrive by showcasing your great products and services globally through the Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics. The Black Business Network has showcased over 2,000 companies with over $7 billion in sales each year. Over 10 million attendees have viewed the rebroadcast each month. Through the Black Business Olympics, unique styles of business training and mentoring are turning students into business owners and entrepreneurial warriors who will dominate in any economy. Gain the ultimate advantage of the Black Business Olympics, 7 days of unbelievable topics and speakers speaking around the globe. Donate your time and experience to provide expertise and scholarships to students worldwide and change the world. Now, more than ever, new insights, tools, strategies, and capabilities are needed. This is your chance for a major presentation to the world. Fill out the form and join the more than 2,000 speakers who have presented to over 200 countries. Join the Black Business Network streaming live into the Metaverse, STEM City, Black Multiverse Enterprises, Hulu, Amazon, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pod TV, IBM TV, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Sign up today. Spaces are limited, and we will see you there.
Over the past few years, we've seen the growth of existing and new initiatives focused on financial inclusion, building global networks, and reducing the wealth gap in response to the idea there's not enough seats at the table. Whether their outcomes are to increase the representation of Black executives on corporate boards, ensure an inclusive global economy, or to create new U.S. African commercial pathways, the strategies are often carried out by separate programs. The question is, should they be? With the continent of Africa being home to more than half of the world's fastest growing economies, the youngest workforce, over 400 companies generating more than $1 billion annually, 700 generating more than $500 million annually that are poised for growth, and being the destination of nearly $5 billion in venture capital in 2021. Diversifying U.S. and Africa commercial engagement by building bridges between African businesses and their U.S. diaspora should begin being seen as mutually beneficial. From helping to reduce Africa's enormous capital gap to catalyzing two-way trade opportunities, the COVID-19 global pandemic hopefully has taught us that global challenges and opportunities are more interconnected than we thought. During the pandemic, African companies like Unicorn Flutterwave, insurance provider Reliance Health, ride-hailing app Yasir, and 54Gene, the continent's first bank of DNA on people of African descent, proved that when African companies have access to networks, capital, and information, they grow big, grow fast, and create solutions that are valuable to the world. This is why BeDirect was created. We are the first U.S.-based but African-centric board preparedness and board search company designed to connect U.S. Black talent and corporations to African businesses. Unique and fundamental to BeDirect's success is our process of helping board candidates adapt their experience and networks to an African context before they're connected to high-growth companies that are looking to locally and globally scale. From our focus groups with African business execs and government leaders, we don't ignore the sentiment that business is easy, but people are hard. Having a pool of board candidates with hard-to-access networks and extensive experience across the business lifecycle, including successfully raising capital, is table stakes for an initiative like this. So yes, we have that. But corporate or entrepreneurial success in the U.S. does not guarantee success in Africa. Developed alongside industry partners on the continent, our training program, BeDirect Prep, is designed to transpose their experience to create cultural comfort, understanding, and a commitment to helping businesses in Africa scale. Our board governance sessions are African continental and country specific, integrated with cultural awareness and dexterity training, masterclasses led by African industry execs, and mentoring and coaching from African continental-based facilitators. But even more unique to BeDirect Prep, we cap off our training program with an immersion trip to help candidates that have not been to Africa before see and feel Africa's complexity and opportunity from African soil. We all know traditional network-based board placement has historically left a lot of us out of ever really being in the paid board pipeline. Our strategy supports the work of many great organizations that are successfully filling seats at U.S. board tables by creating more tables for those that are still left on the sideline. It's time to start seeing the role and value of U.S. Black talent and businesses on the continent of Africa differently. Old perceptions and habits limit economic inclusion. Let's transition Black talent and the African businesses they will support from the periphery of the global economy to its core. Living in a global lockdown, we all know now how fast local and global economies can change and see the value of having businesses that hire, strengthen local value chains, and even grow globally. Status quo in any form holds back progress. We must democratize U.S.-Africa commercial engagement by socially and economically connecting cultures that have long been disconnected. It's time for Africa's U.S. diaspora to redefine their global value by helping African businesses scale continentally and globally.
I'm Ramon Ray, founder of Smart Hustle Magazine and smallbiztechnology.com.
You're here today to celebrate small business success. Stand up on your feet. You rocked the house. It was amazing. Didn't we learn? For me, success comes from failure. One thing not to do is shake somebody's hand like this.
Why do I do what I do? You know, my life coach asked me that a few years ago, and she said, Tony, what's your why? And I told her, and she said, girl, you've already accomplished that. Perhaps you need a new why.
Hi, Tony Harris, Amy Hoydu with Say It Said Marketing, one of your students, and just wanted to say thank you, Tony Harris, for spending so much time with me and giving me that boost in my business that I so drastically needed.
My why is to touch, move, and inspire my clients to take drastic steps to be better than they were before they met me. I'm a resource. I'm a connector. I want to help people build deeper relationships that are beneficial to their life and business. That's what I do best.
So, first thing you got to do is show up. And speaking is a way to magnetically attract your ideal client to you.
How many of you use social media that way? Absolutely, and this is how you look to the world.
Drastic steps are the steps that are needed to be successful. And my business is drastic denotes a mindset. Getting out of your comfort zone. Doing something that you don't necessarily feel comfortable doing, want to do, but you know it's a necessary step to be successful in your business.
I get the most satisfaction when I see my connections flourishing into relationships long after I am gone.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Augustine with Media Jasmine, and I've joined several networking and referral groups in the area. And Network in Action Northeast Houston with Tony Harris Taylor is one of the best organizations that I've joined.
I love that piece of what I do, and it is what fuels my fire.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support black business because I am black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am black business.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for another wonderful experience on Black Business Network. My name is Bukeka Blakemore, and I am delighted to have a fireside chat with Ms. Latisha M. She is an amazing business.
Prepare for what's coming and dominate in economic winter. Stand strong and thrive by showcasing your great products and services globally through the Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics. The Black Business Network has showcased over 2,000 companies with over $7 billion in sales each year. Over 10 million attendees have viewed the rebroadcast each month. Through the Black Business Olympics, unique styles of business training and mentoring are turning students into business owners and entrepreneurial warriors who will dominate in any economy. Gain the ultimate advantage of the Black Business Olympics, 7 days of unbelievable topics and speakers speaking around the globe. Donate your time and experience to provide expertise and scholarships to students worldwide and change the world. Now, more than ever, new insights, tools, strategies, and capabilities are needed. This is your chance for a major presentation to the world. Fill out the form and join the more than 2,000 speakers who have presented to over 200 countries. Join the Black Business Network streaming live into the Metaverse, STEM City, Black Multiverse Enterprises, Hulu, Amazon, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pod TV, IBM TV, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Sign up today. Spaces are limited, and we will see you there.
Absolutely. So our coaching program help people that have the lack of time, that lack strategies, and lack the confidence to go after their dream life. So we help them implement tools. We help them implement, I love to leave the inherited lack of finances or the education behind finances. But it wasn't until I lost my firstborn, my only son, that life changed for me. And where I was going after it all, living the corporate life, hit my 6-figure income, and living in my dream house with my dream man, driving my dream car.
Wow.
I nearly lost it all when I lost my son. And so I realized it only takes one financial catastrophe that can change your entire life. That's what made me start All New Beginnings. Because no matter what's going on in life, there's a new beginning. And because of that, we develop a program called Wise Minded. My little slogan is, don't just dream it, let's live it. If they want to connect with you or work with you, what is the best ways for them to be able to do that? Well, for my social media guru, you can connect with me on every single social media platform as Tanya T. Rose.
Good day, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Bukeka Blakemore. I am your business moderator for this session, the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, Black business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. And so today we have the pleasure of having an amazing presenter, the Latisha M Agency owner. Is a travel agent, entrepreneur, business strategist. She is a marketing guru, author, and now travel agency owner. Latisha McDougall has over 20 years experience that expands over dozens of industries, known to most as PJ CEO. But Latisha has been featured in magazines, talk shows, and as a speaker at events across the country. Launching May, launching May We Help You LLC in 2004 in New Jersey. She offered contracts with the city of Newark, the Welfare to Work program statewide, Marriott hotels for employee sponsorship, and a host of other contracts from small business owners throughout the tri-state area. One of the things she is most proud of is hosting the application sessions, which the community has allowed to attend for free to learn how to become interview ready. So thank you so much for being on Black Business Network. How are you today?
Wonderful and excited to be here. How are you today?
I am absolutely wonderful. So glad to see you. You have such a beautiful smile. So glad
Thank
you're here.
you.
Ah, okay. Well, we've got lots of questions for you, dear. And the first question for you is, what inspired you to start your own business, and what was your initial vision for it?
Absolutely. So, starting a business can be exciting, can be scary, can be all of those different things. And I really wanted to jump into business. Most of my family are entrepreneurs. A lot of them, I should say, are entrepreneurs or serial careerists, right? Have worked for the same company for 30, 40 retiring years. So, that mission to serve, to help to build up has always been within me because I've seen it throughout my whole family. I had some misgivings with a friend who had received an amazing contract a long time ago and, told me that they were going to make me partner in their business if I helped them and took, this cut and all of this great stuff. And I did. And I helped that person to see their dreams come true. And then they didn't make me partner. Right. So from that point, I said, you know what? Never again. I am only going to be doing business to business. So if you want to contract me, if you want to hire me for the amazing things that I can do, things that I've learned throughout this time, then this is how we're going to do it from now on. What inspired May We Help You originally was I was looking for what was disconnecting in my own community. This is when there was no social media at this time. So this is when, in order to get in front of a new audience, you had to have a website. You had to have some kind of online presence, something digital. You should have been emailing customers at this point, right? Putting flyers up in your own window. If this person doesn't pass your street, they're never going to see it.
Mhm.
So I looked within my own neighborhood and how I can make changes with those business owners, how I can get them to see that having a bigger reach will bring in more clients instead of always relying on just who's in your neighborhood. So that was actually my first kind of dip and dive into networking and branding for others. And I've been doing it for over 20 years ever since.
That's amazing. Which really speaks to the next question, which is how did you identify the market, the need for your products and services?
Absolutely. So back at that time, marketing and branding, as I stated, was not something that was easily obtainable for most small to medium sized businesses. Most of these marketing firms, they don't look at clients unless they're getting at least what, three, five, 10,000 or more. And so when you are looking at someone who's just trying to get out of a drying state, just trying to get past the holidays when maybe their shop isn't holiday specific, right? You want to be
Right.
able to kind of help those people in a different light. So I came in and I had to think to myself, what is it that I need to make sure that I survive monthly, but can still be able to provide a service at cost for some of these business owners? So I talked the business owners at that time into collaborating into same ads so that it can save the cost. So if this ad is going to cost us this much, if we hybrid it, and you see it now, it's so popular now. You'll see a toilet brand company now partnering with the pizza store. So, like cleaning up that mess, right? During during football season. So now you see so many of these multi-million dollar companies sharing ad space. And this is something that I came up with back in 2004, 2005, 2006, just trying to help people in the community to be able to, have these affordable things. So it was really interesting to see now where that has come from. I am also a travel professional. And so that is also a need that I saw and decided it's something we need to fill.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, what has been the most challenging aspect of running your business?
I would say not giving away things for free. It's hard because when you get to know your clients and you get to understand what it is they need, you want to be, again, if you're somebody who is in service, you want to always be in service. You always want to help. And so I find myself sometimes too in love with the people I do business with. So, but honestly, I think the hardest thing is always staying on the curve of the market. So, as for someone like myself, I'm constantly doing research, I'm seeing what's popular, but also trying to stay away from things that's oversaturated. I don't want it to convince my clients to do something just because millions of other people are doing it. Because once millions of other people are doing it, where does it make your brand stand out? You're already a small business. You're already in a small market. We're just trying to grow you, and we don't want to do that without authenticity. So I would rather that business always being able to reach out to their market and those around that market than to try to worry about a global reach when they may not have a product that is globally ready. So always
Wow.
just, I think the hard thing is just making sure to look at each client as a person, their business as their legacy, and something that they're probably trying to pass down and get ready for their children or grandchildren, not as what is everyone else doing and let me just fit them in this niche.
Yeah.
So, as someone who deals with a lot of different brands and different industries, the first thing I have to do is research that industry before I build that website, because I want to make sure that the things that I'm putting in this website for you is very relevant to your niche, to your industry, and to the clients you're trying to be in front of. So, just always staying ahead of the curve, always staying educated and trying to stay positive.
Wow. Well, that is so inspiring. I guess how do you approach decision making in those high pressure situations?
Well, you know what? The first thing is you're vetting me, right? To see if I am the company you want to work with. Am I going to do what you need me to do? Am I going to be professional? Am I going to be timely? Well, guess what? I am also now vetting you. So these are things that I wasn't doing before, right? I was grateful for having that next client. I was amazed at the growth of the business. But then sometimes I would get with business owners who would pay me, but they're not ready. So if you're not ready to get started and I'm ready to get you started, what's going to end up happening? You're going to end up paying me for 2-3 months and you're going to go and tell people I didn't do anything for you. But the bottom line is you weren't ready. So I have to wait for you to give me information. I have to know where your direction is. When I send you things, I need you to be ready to approve them so that we can move on with these projects. So also, I talked about this last time. If you're not the only decision maker before we make any deals, we need to get everyone on board. Because when you don't have everybody on board, what ends up happening is, one, they'll try to cancel, right? Because they're like, well, I already had someone in line, or I don't think we're ready for this, whatever the excuses are. And I can't fault you because all of the decision makers weren't there. What do they do in timeshare? Are you the only decision maker? They want to make sure if you're married, if you have someone else that is helping you pay bills before they even sign you up. I've been to plenty of those talks, right? That everybody so that's kind of the same thing. I need to make sure that everyone is on board. And another thing is when we make as people who help with advertising, marketing, branding, and I'm speaking for everyone that's in this industry, especially those of us who own our own agencies doing this. We also need to make sure that the advice that we give you, you're taking, you're doing. We need you doing these actions. We need you returning our calls, our emails, whatever it is we've asked you for, because that is going to be leaving our success is based off of your success. So the biggest thing that has changed in my 40 plus years on this earth is the fact that I have decided to also I just can't take every customer because every customer is not ready. So I'd rather educate you. Hey, let's do a training on this. I have some trainings in my YouTube that might be able to help you. Is there any material that I can send you? Let me get you ready, even if it takes 3 months, 6 months to get you where you need to be before you start spending out those advertising dollars, before you start asking us to redo your website, before you start asking us to redo your whole brand. Let's make sure you're ready.
That makes sense. That makes so much sense. So, in terms of growing your business, what strategies have been the most effective?
Networking.
Yes.
Networking. That doesn't mean I'm going out and I'm just passing out my business cards and I'm like, buy me, buy for me, buy for me, right? No.
Right.
Going out there and actually making real connections, actually asking other people, I do this for a living. How can I help you? So sometimes, when you go to just regular networking events, right? It might be a dinner here, a networking event there. It's harder to make connections. They're great. Sometimes you might be in a room with hundreds of people, but when you join networking groups, that makes the difference. And that has made the difference for me. I say this because when I first started May We Help You, I was in New Jersey. Pretty much I said that I dealt with the businesses, the community, my family and friends. I had instant tap-in. But when I moved to Virginia, I didn't have that instant tap-in. So I had to start going out, meeting businesses, networking with them, building them up. So now they're taking me everywhere they go because they're super excited about what I've been able to do for them. And now I'm gaining my clients from my members. So my last move, my husband accepted a promotion and we moved to West Virginia. And so I'm in a busy area here in West Virginia. And thanks to the networking groups that I've been able to join here, specifically Black-owned business community. At the time I joined, they were Black-owned in Berkeley County, but the growth of that network in just a few months that I was a member has now changed to Black owned business community because we're also accepting virtual memberships. We have members now way outside the county. We have members in Hagerstown, Maryland, and Frederick, Maryland. So, hi, BOBC members. And we take each other everywhere. But by me showing who I am as a business owner, my integrity, putting in the hard work and the network itself, I have been able to assist myself in that growth while assisting my members. So we don't just rise by ourselves, we rise with everyone together. And that's the importance of networking. And that is what really changed my business and continues to help me grow.
I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness, this is awesome. So,
Thank you.
how do you differentiate your business from competitors in your industry?
Absolutely. So as your new travel agent, that's what I title myself. I don't title myself as the business owner, the CEO of SLM Bookings. My title is your travel agent. So guys out there, as your travel agent, what sets me apart is my years of marketing and branding. So I'm able to recognize industry trends, make sure I'm securing the best for my clients. When I work with groups, especially doing group travel, cruises, all inclusives, all of these amazing things, the first thing that I want to do is who's marketing this plan for you? So if you guys want to make sure that you are not just hitting the requirements for what it is to book to be considered a group, right? Let's exceed this so that in case someone has to drop off, you're good. So why don't you let me assist you in promoting this cruise, this retreat, this family escape? Everyone who, it doesn't have to be open to the public, right? So let's say I have a group cruisers, they're gamers, and they just want to take a group vacation. They need at least 8 cabins. They've secured 10 themselves, but now they can open it up. And you and I can now go on this cruise. Him and her can go on this cruise. They can go on this cruise. It doesn't mean that they're going to be part of their activities. They're just taking advantage of the discount and the group to keep it strong. The more people that go, the more discounts that's offered. So what sets me apart is I think for the success of my client. If this is a honeymoon or destination wedding for you, how can I assist you in making this more successful? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to also reach out to the property and find out all the vendors that they work for. Let's get them all on board. So it's less work that you have to do. You don't have to hire someone out there already have these skill sets to be able to get everything booked for you in one house. So I'm definitely a one-stop shop as far as travel. I always tell people I can get you from your door through your vacation and back to your door. We even help you with theater tickets, concert tickets, sporting tickets, that rental car you might need while you're away. You want to go zip lining, you want to go down the canal, you want to do all of these things. A lot of people don't even realize their travel agent can do all of those things for you. So, that's what definitely sets me apart is that I'm not a mom and pop shop, but I am definitely laser focused on making sure that you have the best experience and I'm making a customer for life.
Well, I'm ready to go right now.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm ready to go.
So I do have some
Wow.
good news on that aspect. I did talk about Black owned and business community, and we do actually have a group cruise for next year. So anyone is welcome to come. It's a retreat. It's a business retreat. So if you are a business owner, let's get our purses out and start getting ready for those write-offs, right? Those tax write-offs for attending. We have some sessions. They're only going to be about an hour for 3 days. There's yoga that you can sign up for throughout the entire time. And you can learn more by visiting my website, slmbookings.com. And you will see a tab specifically for the BOBC 2025 cruise.
I love it. I will be going to that website because, girl, we need a retreat.
That's right. That's right.
So let's talk about objectives. How do you balance the short-term objectives with long-term business goals?
Oh, that is excellent. So I'm part of a competition and I'll get into that later. But one of the things that we have to do, they're making us take business courses right now. So even if you have a degree, you have all of these different things, in order to be a part of this competition, it's a business course that we have to take. I say all of that to say they're also making us write new business plans. So even if you have a business plan, a part of this is that you have to write a new business plan. So, by being able to recognize your short term goals and your long term goals, refer to your business plan. If you have not written one, go write one. Okay. So it gave me extra clarity. I wrote one a long time ago. And what did I do? I put it away, never even printed it. Let's be honest, right? A lot of us may write that business plan. It is saved somewhere in a file that you cannot locate at this moment. If you've printed it, it has probably collected all of the dust, not just some of it, all of the dust. Okay. So, what's beautiful about me taking this class and being able to focus on it without the pressure of me needing this degree, without the pressure of me needing something from it. It's just pure educational. Is that I realized the business plan is a vision board, right? So in a vision board, you see your short term goals all the way to your finish line, where it is you need to be and how you want to be there. Some people's vision boards are on multiple boards because it goes through different stages. So is your business plan. Some people's vision boards talk more about the middle part of where they're trying to, how they need to get there, the clients that they need. It has all of these different things that you might need. So does your business plan. So one of the things that one of the instructors had told us is keep your business plan handy. Look at it sometimes once a month, especially when you're within your first 2 years. You want to constantly be looking to make sure, am I still on track? If something no longer is relevant, then it needs to be edited, right? So that it is keeping up with it. So that you're going from, this is how I started, this is where I started, this is where I kind of want to be, to my 3 months, my 6 months, my year, and now where am I 5 years? And if any time you're not where you need to be, you have this blueprint that you have already created to help get you back on track. So I was not doing that before, but that is how I'm going to be doing that now. And so that is why I wanted to give that as advice, because after learning about what a business plan could be for me, it can always be something that's going to get you through your short term and past your expectations.
I love the fact that you're sharing the journey that you've been on. That's so important. What role does technology play in your daily operations of your business?
Everything. It plays every part, every aspect, because of the fact that I am a website designer and I'm always creating new brands, or revamping people's brand for them. I'm always utilizing different sites, different apps. I'm looking for different ways not to just make my business more streamlined, but how can I incorporate this into my customers' base to make their life more streamlined. Social media plays a big part in that. And I try to explain to my customers, you don't have to be on social media every day. You don't have to be trying to post on all of them. Be smart. So one of the things that I tell them is get a scheduler. One of the schedulers that I love and I can share with anybody, I'm trying to see if I have it up, because I literally was scheduling some stuff for a customer last night. So I'm always on these kind of sites. Socialmonials. Socialmonials is really good. Postly is good. Hootsuite is amazing, but they're just expensive. But those are sites that can help you to schedule. So take that one day out of the month and think about how you campaign your business. What is it that your business needs to talk about?
Mhm.
So I'm in the travel industry. This is September going into October. So I want to be thinking about people who have not booked those vacations for November and December. So all of October, I'm going to be talking about holiday vacations, right? So I already know. So when I go into my scheduler, I want to create posts, I want to create videos, I want to create flyers that are based off of the campaign I want to be talking about for that entire month. And I'm going to take
Okay.
one day where I am not going to be on my phone, where I'm not going to try to schedule any other customers, where I'm not going to be talking to my friends over some wine. I'm going to be creating my social media posts so that my sites always look active. And I can do that for 30 or 60 days. And that way now I don't have to worry about what's going on. So you can utilize technology. You can look like you are the queen of all of the websites and social media, and no one knows you've only touched it once that month. Okay. And other technology that I use and I tell you not to abuse, we talked about social media. When you're on your phones, you have to think as a business owner, what is my downtime? So I have my apps on my phone. They do not send me notifications after a certain time. So some people may think, oh, she's not responding to me. She didn't see this post. She didn't do those things. I realize that I also have to take time out of social media, time out of technology to revamp, rethink. But when I tell you, I love, I have everything. I have projectors, laptops, desktops. I have everything because I know I need to always stay in the know. I actually used to write a tech article for Slantress magazine. Slantress magazine was out in the DMV area for quite some time. And so, I can go on and on about technology. That's why I'm trying to keep it
Right.
brief on what to do and what not to do.
Well, I'm definitely going to look up those like social
Socialmonials. Yeah, that's a
social
really good
modi.
one. And I actually
Love
have
it.
links for that, affiliate links where you can get you pay one time. And I love this aspect of it. So instead of paying monthly for this service, I've seen some that have been as low as $10 a month. But this Socialmonials, you can pay one time $80 for the lifetime and
Awesome.
have up to 30 social medias engaged on that platform.
Well, you dropped a nugget right there, sister. You really did. That was awesome. Well, here's another topic because I think a lot of people are even afraid to touch it. But how do you manage the financial risk when you're pursuing when you're pursuing growth opportunities?
It's scary. It's scary. If you don't have, if you haven't worked and built up a lot of your own capital, if you don't go out and seek capital from a bank, a loaner, or a lender, you are really taking a chance with your own dollars that can sometimes bleed into the bills you're supposed to pay, the food you're supposed to buy, your mortgage. You know what I mean? So it can really be a scary world out there. So the things that you want to do when you're thinking about the financial, especially if you're a startup, if you're just getting into this, or let's say you've been here for 2 to 5 years and you're constantly the one pouring into your business, look at what matters and what doesn't matter. I know that doesn't make sense, right? Because you're like, well, Latisha, if it doesn't matter, I wouldn't get it. No, because sometimes we take unnecessary advice from other business owners and where they are, and they tell us, well, you need these products and services to get to where I'm at. That's not always necessarily the case. So when you have to think about your business finances, you have to look at it every month to your specific needs for your specific company, for your area. Is it something that I can cut out this month that I can grab back next month? If I get this amount of customers, don't always, we always want to reinvest back into our business, but also be reinvesting back into your savings. Okay.
True.
My first time around with May We Help You, I kept reinvesting back into my business, not into myself, not into my savings. So what do they tell us? If you sell a product or service, you're supposed to divide it by 3, right? You're supposed to divide it by when somebody pays, when you're thinking about what a price should be, it should be how much did this cost me? How much is it going to cost me to reorder it? And how much am I getting out of this? So if this product cost you $20 to make, if in your time, if it's like me, right? Some things don't cost me product, but it costs me time to create. So if it takes me this and I feel like my hourly wage is this, so I'm going to charge this. Plus, I need to be able to put it back into my business. So I'm going to charge it twice. Plus, I need to put it in my savings because I need to be paying me. So now a product that might have cost $10, I'm going to charge you $30 for because I need to be able to reissue the same product. I need to reinvest in this product and I need to get paid.
Right.
So when you're thinking about what you're doing with your finances, make sure, one, you are paying yourself and you are reinvesting in yourself. Those are 2 different things. Some people think, well, I paid myself. That was the investment. No, because now if 6 months from now, your business needs extra money, you have been building money off of the product or service, not your payroll, not what you are paying yourself. Again, that's something I wasn't doing. I was just so happy to have clients. I was giving away the house. Other people are charging $150. I'm like, I will charge you $50. Why am I cutting myself short $100?
True.
I can still charge you maybe $125, giving you a savings.
Mm-hmm.
But why am I so, and this is the mistake that people who are, I would say, under business, that don't have that instant customer, don't have that hot product that everybody is going to just go and automatically buy. Those are kind of some of the mistakes that they make. So the only thing I can say is when it comes to your finances, know what you can lose, but always make sure you're paying yourself and your business separate. Those need to be 2 different incomes coming in.
Yeah, makes total sense. Total sense. So what's been the most rewarding aspect of being a business owner for you?
Being able to give back whenever I want, being able to wake up whenever I want, being able to go on vacation whenever I want, but being able to give back whenever I want. So I have built websites for people for charity reasons. I have done social media, rebranding, marketing. I have gone out and shown up at events and live broadcasted them to help them get the attention that they may need. And in return, I get followers and customers for life. So the most rewarding thing that you can do is not always get paid for what you do, but don't be afraid to help others with what you do in service. So that has honestly, I think, been the most rewarding aspects of me, not just being in marketing branding, but even in the travel industry as a trainer and a mentor, to be able to be in service.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. So how do you stay adaptable and responsive to those market trends that you talked about earlier, the changes that happen?
Absolutely. So let's say, in my case, if I have somebody I know that has a fast-paced business, the travel industry itself is a huge fast-paced business. So some of the things that I'm going to make sure that I do is keep alerts on for things that I'm looking for, especially if it's alerts for travel. I find that what happens today can be different tomorrow. The charges today are definitely going to be different tomorrow. But the huge aspect of what I see for my clients and being able to keep up with those trends is how their customers are responding. Is something that was popular for one of my customers still popular with their customers today? And if it's not, why? So let's do the research together. What's changed? Has the product itself lost its vigor? Has the price now exceeded what someone is willing to pay? And maybe we need to find something to replace it. So just always making sure that I keep up with what that customer also needs so that we can make sure that they are staying relevant in the game.
Wow. Well, I just want to thank you so much for being on Black Business Network. Tell everybody how we can get in touch with you.
Absolutely. So you can definitely find me at slmbookings.com is my website. You can find me on blackownedbusinesscommunity.org, blackownedbusinesscommunity.org. You'll see me there on the page for leadership. Also, you'll see SLM Bookings as one of the people in the directory. And if you want to become a member, we definitely have information on the site for you to become a member there as well while we're celebrating Black Business Olympic Week. So definitely come and check us out.
Awesome. Well, again, everyone, we've got Latisha M at with agency. We want to thank you so much for being here. And remember, everyone, genius is common.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world.
You are in the right place at the right time. The Black Business Network opens again for its Black Business Olympics, a 24/7 broadcast on business, strategies, global branding, social media marketing, finance, advertisement, and much, much more. Featuring the top, most powerful entrepreneurs and speakers and thought leaders from all around the world as they gather together for this phenomenal event. Join the Black Business Network streaming live into the metaverse, STEM City, USA, Black Multiverse, Pod TV, Roku, Hulu, iHeartRadio, Apple TV, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Google Podcasts, Facebook, LinkedIn, IBM TV, Spotify, and Twitch. Tune in today and be a part of this amazing movement. The Black Business Olympics welcomes you.
Sometimes you got to hear the news from the Black perspective, and more specifically, Black publishers. And that's exactly why you have to download the Hey Tie app, the largest mobile app delivering breaking news, videos, and podcasts from 200 of your favorite Black publishers. Yes, 200 Black publishers delivering news as it happens, literally all in one app. Go to HAYTI.com or download the app in the Google Play Store or Apple App Store. It's completely free, along with information that you can trust, so go check them out.
Why do I do what I do? You know, my life coach asked me that a few years ago, and she said, Tony, what's your why? And I told her, and she said, girl, you've already accomplished that. Perhaps you need a new why.
Hi, Tony Harris, Amy Hoydu with Say It Said Marketing, one of your students. And just wanted to say thank you, Tony Harris, for spending so much time with me and giving me that boost in my business that I so drastically needed.
My why is to touch, move, and inspire my clients to take drastic steps to be better than they were before they met me. I'm a resource. I'm a connector. I want to help people build deeper relationships that are beneficial to their life and business. That's what I do best.
So, first thing you got to do is show up. And speaking is a way to magnetically attract your ideal client to you.
How many of you use social media that way? Absolutely. And this is how you look to the world.
Drastic steps are the steps that are needed to be successful. And my business is drastic denotes a mindset. Getting out of your comfort zone, doing something that you don't necessarily feel comfortable doing, want to do, but you know it's a necessary step to be successful in your business.
I get the most satisfaction when I see my connections flourishing into relationships long after I am gone.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Augustine with League Jasmine, and I've joined several networking and referral groups in the area. And Network in Action Northeast Houston with Tony Harris Taylor is one of the best organizations that I've joined.
I love that piece of what I do, and it is what fuels my fire. My name is Tony Harris Taylor, saying take a drastic step today for a fantastic.
What if you could build your own city? A place where every child can find nurturing people to help them achieve their full potential. A place where every adult can access job training support, where health education is abundant, where social justice ruled the land. A place without limitations. Welcome. You have arrived at STEM City, USA. It is what every city should be. A safe and trusted community where you find people and resources to help you become everything you are and beyond. STEM City is unlike anything you have ever experienced. It is a digital twin of the world around you, only better. STEM City is about energy and soul renewal. It is more than a digital world. You can almost feel the power of live cultural events, music, and theater. STEM City promises a better future for children with caring mentors and hands-on activities with dedicated tutors to support our youth. STEM City is your passport to a healthy lifestyle with weekly events addressing our community's many issues. STEM City is your financial well-being with helpful information on wealth management, career advancement, job training, and so much more. STEM City is the community you deserve. It is the city where your dreams can come true. STEM City USA, a place in the sky that is accessible to all who reach for the stars.
Bravery is not the absence of fear, but the ability to overcome it. We stand for those who defy suppression, who speak out, and those who walk the road less traveled. Everyone deserves to be seen and their voices be heard. We're sparking a movement, growing a community of creators united by the desire for freedom, choice, equity, and ownership. At Fanbase, it's all for one and one for all. We support each other to guide, promote, and uplift you in a place where you can unapologetically be yourself. A place where your voice, ideas, and creativity are not just welcomed, but celebrated. We are Black founded, minority funded, and supported by a diverse, inclusive, powerful community that believes in the strength of authenticity and individual choice. Regardless of success or background, we welcome you, the marginalized, the underappreciated, the successful, the superstar. We're for all who seek a space to express themselves freely, where they are rewarded for being their authentic, true self. We transcend labels because only we have the right to define ourselves. We are built for the brave, the culture, the creators, and for the future where everyone has a power to shape their own destiny, where all are empowered, voices are amplified, and freedom is embraced. For the first time, you have a chance to own the platform you helped make popular. It's a revolution, a movement in how we connect, create, and share. Everyone is a creator, and everyone has a fan base. Here, you can be you without limits.
Greetings. I am Grant McGall, the CEO and guide behind 5-Star BDM, your sanctuary for business transformation. Here, enterprises are reborn through the harmonious synthesis of strategy and state-of-the-art technology, all under the illuminating embrace of artificial intelligence. My journey is fueled by an unyielding passion to unlock the boundless opportunities embedded within technology. Here at 5-Star BDM, we intertwine with the quintessential values of our clients, meticulously crafting roadmaps that resonate with precision, adaptability, and harmony. We relish addressing challenges, transforming them into stepping stones and guiding organizations to ascend to new peaks by leveraging avant-garde solutions. Our Follow the Brand podcast series is a convergence of pioneering thoughts and groundbreaking ideas, where industry luminaries and revered guests unravel the multifaceted tapestry of technology and innovation. Diving deep into the core of operational essence, we at 5-Star BDM orchestrate swift and transformative changes, refine processes, and amplify customer experiences, all through the eloquence of AI and digital mastery. In synergy with our value partners, we marry technology, tenacity, and creative intuition with ensuring every encounter.
I'm Ramon Ray, founder of Smart Hustle Magazine and smallbiztechnology.com.
To celebrate small business success. Stand up on your feet. You rocked the house. Hey, thank you. It was amazing. Didn't we learn? For me, success comes from failure. One thing not to do is shake somebody's hand like this.
So what we have to do is when we get in a spot, we need to create some spots for us. That's the main thing. We need to be able to be in a position where we're able to create those spots for us. For me, being an entrepreneur, I'm not just going to get a business and then leave you sitting high and dry. If you ask me some questions about entrepreneurship, I'm going to give you as much as I've received. I've seen people who made it, and then when you ask them, it's like, okay, now you have to pay me for the information, the same information I got for free. We probably in totally different cities. There's no way that we're going to bump heads or anything. We're not competing. Bring me up with you. And so I just think that whatever education that I have, then I need to be able to give that to my own as well. So create the spots. You can create the spots when you get there.
This is Dr. Arnold T. Petsworth. He's the owner of Petsworth Vet World, a veterinary clinic in Hopton, Connecticut. His patients include dog, cat, frog, fish,
Goldie,
dog, and this alpaca. Due to doctor-patient confidentiality, we can't tell you their names. Business at Vet World was steady, and then quarantine hit. Neighbors brought new four-legged friends into their homes. Bunnies. Bunnies everywhere. Dr. Petsworth welcomed these new patients with open arms. The only problem? There were more appointments than he could manage. That's when Dr. Petsworth turned to his American Express business card, which offers spending potential that's built for his changing business needs. He decided to hire a new assistant, Julio, and with spending power built for business purchases, he used his card to furnish a new exam room. Together, Dr. Petsworth, Julio, and American Express Business made sure all the pets of Hopton got the love and care they deserve. And everyone was happy. Get the card built for business by American Express.
Bravery is not the absence of fear, but the ability to overcome it. We stand for those who defy suppression, who speak out, and those who walk the road less traveled. Everyone deserves to be seen and their voices be heard. We're sparking a movement, growing a community of creators united by the desire for freedom, choice, equity, and ownership. At Fanbase, it's all for one and one for all. We support each other to guide, promote, and uplift you in a place where you can unapologetically be yourself. A place where your voice, ideas, and creativity are not just welcomed, but celebrated. We are Black founded, minority funded, and supported by a diverse, inclusive, powerful community that believes in the strength of authenticity and individual choice. Regardless of success or background, we welcome you. The marginalized, the underappreciated, the successful, the superstar. We're for all who seek a space to express themselves freely, where they are rewarded for being their authentic, true self. We transcend labels because only we have the right to define ourselves. We are built for the brave, the culture, the creators, and for the future where everyone has the power to shape their own destiny, where all are empowered, voices are amplified, and freedom is embraced. For the first time, you have a chance to own the platform you helped make popular. It's a revolution, a movement in how we connect, create, and share. Everyone is a creator, and everyone has a fan base. Here, you can be you without limits.
Hello, I am Dr. Eric Kelly III, the visionary strategist and founder of the Black Business Olympics. I invite you to showcase your Black-owned businesses on the Black Business Network global stage. The Black Business Olympics is a global Black Business Network platform that propels Black-owned businesses into the international spotlight. By showcasing your business on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can reach a worldwide audience of potential customers, partners, and investors. You can also establish yourself as a thought leader and expert in your field, attract lucrative partnerships, and more speaking engagements. In addition, the Black Business Olympics platform provides a valuable opportunity to connect and collaborate with like-minded entrepreneurs and business professionals from around the world. This can lead to new business opportunities, ideas, and relationships. Finally, by sharing your story and expertise on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can inspire and empower others. This is a powerful way to make a positive impact on the world and leave a lasting legacy. If you are a Black-owned business owner, I encourage you to seize the opportunity to showcase your business on the Black Business Olympics platform. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make an indelible mark on the world. Be one of the 1,000 visionary entrepreneurs who are changing students' lives, shaping industries, and leaving an unforgettable legacy for their families. Unleash your voice on our global stage and watch your business thrive. Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Yes, the entire world. Just give me a call today at 919-308-9090.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. the world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
Good day, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Latisha M., and I am your moderator for this edition of Black Business Network. Now, the Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about businesses. Now, we'll be doing a fireside chat with Margie McLean, a special friend to the network. Margie McLean, MED, is a dedicated counselor, educator, mentor, and community life coach with over 20 years of experience in empowerment and leadership workshops. Holding a Bachelor of Science in Molecular Biology from the University of North Carolina, I had to go back and read that, at Pembroke, and a Master's in Educational Leadership from Argosy University. Margie is the founder and CEO of Margie McLean Foundation, also known as MMF, which focuses on supporting underprivileged children and families through educational enrichment, health, and wellness initiatives. Since 2009, she has organized empowerment events for women and girls, including the Girls Empowerment Leadership Summit, also known as GEL, and the Davies Empowerment Retreat. Margie started the Ladies of Quality Mentoring Program, LQ, in 1992, advocating for young women's leadership and education. Recognized as a 2014 Who's Who by the National Association of Professional Women and a 2016 Trailblazer by Pure Potential Incorporated. She is currently a global ambassador and regular speaker for Black Business Expo USA. Margie's motto, leaving no one behind, embodies her commitment to overcoming obstacles while uplifting others on their journey. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Margie McLean. Hello, Margie, and how are you today?
Hello, how are you? I am doing fine, and it's just great to be back with the Black Business Network. It's been a long
You are
time.
so impressive. I'm loving your bio, and I know that this is going to be a great conversation for people to tune into. So why don't we get started?
I'm ready.
Excellent. So what inspired you to pursue a career in counseling and education, and how has your personal journey shaped this approach?
You know, what has helped me become a counselor and well, I would say a mentor and an educator is when I first started working in the community, I saw a lot of our young future leaders, I would say. They were lacking mentorship. And so I decided to become a teacher to make a difference in the lives of our youth, as well as a mentor, which I started Ladies of Quality with a couple of other ladies in my high school. And I decided to bring it with me when I became a teacher. And it had helped a lot. I just saw, just young ladies just out there with no guidance, whether it be in school or whether it be outside of school. And I decided to form this network of young ladies.
That is amazing. That's amazing to be able to start at that time. Now, can you share a pivotal moment in your life that influenced your mission to empower women of youth, I should say?
A pivotal moment in my life is probably when I was growing up. I saw a lot of my friends who did not have that mentorship, as well as I had mentorship within church, of course, within the school system as well. But to see some of my friends who did not have that family, and plus family, I would say also family, made a difference in my life. And some of my friends did not have that closeness. So with that being said, when I became a teacher, I decided that's something that I wanted to do because I started to see that within my classroom. And I saw where the young men and women would come to me for guidance or just come in my classroom just to feel safe. And I just wanted to make sure that I had a program that was built upon family first. And that has been a pivotal moment, I think, in my life. Matter of fact, I still talk to some of my students from 20 some years ago. And they still call me Ma, or anytime they need advice, I'm saying, you always can call me. They have their own kids. And so from DC to Maryland to here in North Carolina, I still talk to all of them. I call them my babies. I still talk to every single one of them. Anytime they need some type of advice, I make sure that I'm there.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Educators have always, not all of them, but the ones that do give that feel good for the children, it just makes that community stronger because they have a separate bond. You never know what's going on in your lives that they need that extra mentor, that extra support system. So I'm glad to hear, Margie, that you are providing that. That's excellent. Now, can you tell us a little bit more about the Margie McLean Foundation and the specific impacts you aim to achieve with its programs?
The Margie McLean Foundation is named after my grandmother, Margie McLean. I named it after her because she was like, you can say Big Mama in the neighborhood, or Medea in the neighborhood. She was always feeding someone. It was cakes and pies, and she was like a mother of mothers. And so I saw myself, because when I was a teacher, that's what they called me, Medea. They called me a Medea. So I said, you know what, I'm going to name this after my grandmother. But the focus of my organization is to mentor our young ladies and our young men to become future leaders in the 21st century and beyond. To get their mindset changed to I can't to I can.
Absolutely.
Also to bring resources to them that they normally do not have access to. One of the things that we've done in our organization is we help students go to college. And we've done that by just doing different college tours. You have to remember some of our students, as well as me growing up, is a first generation college student. So their parents really don't know the access or even think about it. They more were workers. And so, it's like, get your high school diploma and go to school, or either go to work. So what I wanted to do was to start having our kids to think about it early. Even in middle school, we started doing college tours. And it was just felt good to have one young lady come to me and say, hey, because of that, I never thought about going to college until I went on these college tours and saw college. And she has graduated. I came back to see her. We do programs where we help in mothers and fathers as well. So I do the community baby shower. We are working with maternal health, trying to make sure that our babies are born healthy. And the mothers also have that resource to know what to do while they are pregnant. Also, I want to push that our fathers are in the homes. Our fathers are active in a child's life. We see enough of the negativity that our fathers are not there. And so they are also invited and participate in our community baby shower. And it has been a blessing over the years to see how I am blessing others and seeing how they are flourishing from our programs.
That is awesome. I recently was talking to somebody about that, and we were talking about how, some of the government agencies were separating families purposely by telling women, if the husband is in your life, if the father is in their life, if he lives in the home, we're going to cut your benefits. So I'm glad to see that, you are bridging that to keep families together. Just amazing stuff. So my next question to you is, what do you believe is the most significant barrier facing young women today? And how does your work address these specific issues?
I think the biggest barrier is reality TV. I would have to say.
Say it again. Say it again.
Seeing some of the things that, of course, now I love watching my reality TV shows, but after a while, lately I've just seen where it's just strictly negative, where you see women fighting against each other on every show, and now it becomes a little tiresome. And so now this is how our young ladies are seeing themselves. And at first, when you watch the show, you would think that it starts off showing the benefits and showing the glamour of what these women are doing in their lives, and you can see the young ladies can say, I can do that. If she can do it, I can do it. If she come from this background and she is doing this, now is fighting and just argument. So I think social media and as well as reality TV show has been a barrier when it comes to that. So my job is to have these young ladies come together and show them a different side of what you can be, not what you have to be to become famous. Not doing, you have to dress a certain way to get the likes. That you can be covered and still get the likes and still get
Okay.
what you need. And so, I think that's one of the things we have to show our young ladies. One of the things that I noticed, it was this book called Basic Black. And it was an etiquette book that I used for young ladies. And I bought that for every single girl when they became a member of Ladies Equality when I was teaching in St. Paul's High School. And I would actually allow the young ladies to run their own organization, teaching them how to be president. They had to do all the election, various what they have to do. And so with that being said, I had a young lady who went to college and she came back and she sent me a message. And she said, Miss McClain, I am so thankful that I was in your organization because I'm in this organization. I am an officer and I know how to run a meeting, whereas other young ladies do not.
Yeah.
I know how to dress now because we was taught that the best way to dress when I go to an interview, when I go to my scholarship interview. I didn't have that when I was growing up. And I remember trying to do an interview for a scholarship and not having someone to prep me. So I said, I want to be able to do that for our young ladies and our young men. This is the way you dress when you go to an interview versus if you go out with your friends. And so to have that young lady come and tell me that just made a difference. It was just, words can't explain how that feel when you actually are making a difference in your life. And it's just the little things that you don't think about that you're doing that really are big in someone else's life.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to hear that. I know that, I grew up in both sides of that, in neighborhoods where it wasn't commonplace, right?
Mhm.
To neighborhoods where it was overcompensated for.
Yes.
So I'm just glad to hear that you're helping to bridge that gap with your program as well. Now, how have the events and workshops you've organized evolved over the years? And what are some of the success stories that stand out to you?
So one is, of course, the Ladies Equality and the jail summit has been empowering. But I think lately I have been doing the Divas Empowerment Retreat, and then it turned into the Divas Holistic Empowerment Retreat. And I changed it to a retreat versus saying empowerment, because when we hear empowerment, everyone is having a women's empowerment. So I said, I want this to be a retreat. I want this to be holistic. I want us to get rid of those things that are holding us back. And I would tell you, starting off, I was, I didn't have as many women as I wanted because I'm so used to seeing conferences that have, 100 women or 1,000 women there, and you want that grand event. And I remember my first event, I wasn't getting as many registrations as I wanted. And I was like, Lord, you gave this to me. Then why is it not working? I'm not understanding. And so I was going to cancel it, cancel the event. And I remember my first lady was a speaker, Lady Charity Davis, and Lady Jernigan, Sharon Jernigan. She was like, do not cancel this event.
Mhm.
Whoever's supposed to be there is going to be there and it's going to make a difference. And so I said, okay, I'm going to go with it. We're going to go. I think I had about 17 women, if that many, if there. It was at Myrtle Beach. And when I tell you, it was amazing. It changed some lives in that small setting, just being intimate. And today I have a young lady at my church who she was like, I came this way, and when I left, I was another way, and I've been changed ever since. And she was like, I attribute that to me coming to your event. And so the next year it just started getting bigger and bigger and big, and and so it has just really blossomed. And 2, I changed it from the empowerment to now this is a retreat. We're going to do some holistic and some healthy wellness, having some yoga and meditating and actually I do a sister circle, and one of my sister circles I call is bag lady. And we talk about what are the things that we are carrying in our bag. And I
Yes.
play Badu as well.
Yes.
And women start writing down the things that's holding them back and on this plate, and they see how heavy this bag is, and they like, I got to get rid of this. And one of the young ladies I had to come and do trauma. She did childhood trauma. You see some of the ladies like, I never thought about that. This is the reason why we do, and it's just been amazing how it has made a difference in women's lives.
It is amazing to hear this journey. I don't know if you know, but I'm also a travel agent and I help people with retreats.
Mhm.
And so, like what you said really resonated with me because some people don't understand the power of smaller groups.
Yes.
Like you said, they focus so much on what other people are doing, but the power of a smaller group
Yes.
sometimes is the intimacy in there, to be able to relieve some of those emotions that you may not do and not being overlooked. Sometimes once it gets too big and out of control, then you have to have separate meetings for different people and start separating. You still have a great group, but you lose all of that inclusivity.
Right.
And so, like you said, it was designed not by you, but by your higher power to come in and say, your first one does not need to be at this because you need to know where you're going to for your second and your third. If we give you this too fast, then how are you going to grow? I'm super excited. You have no idea. I love it. I love it, Margie. You're exciting me as we go along. Now, what advice would you give to young women who are looking to take on leadership roles in their communities?
One of the things I would say is something that I've done was get yourself a mentor. Have someone to train you. You do not know what you do not know. And so you have to have someone who already been there to tell you what to do. I try my best to, I'm one of those ones that if no one else do it, I'm gonna do it. And I can't wait on anyone else. Maybe it's just a Taurus in me. I don't know. I just have to do it myself. And I had to learn that I need to step back and I don't know it all. And I need someone who's been there. I don't know everything. So there's somebody like, for instance, I can come and talk to you about your retreats. Yes, I do a retreat, but it may be a different way that I never thought about that you say, well, have you thought about this? And so I think with young lady, we have to get involved in our community. Get involved into some organizations that's going to benefit you and find yourself a mentor and stick with that mentor. You have to stick with the mentor and do what the mentor says. You have to. Faith without work is dead. And if you don't do it, it's not going to get done. You can have it in your mind all day. We can say growth mindset, but if we don't put our hands to the fire, our feet to the street, and start doing what we are told to do, it's not going to get done. We have tools in our hands, but we don't use them to build anything. We're just standing there with tools in our hand, and we don't start working. And so you're just wondering why this building is not getting built, because you're just standing there with you won't give it to anyone else. I would say that also. Sometimes we won't give the tools to somebody else who can build it. We just stand there and the building don't get done. And then we start complaining about why it's not happening. Well, you are the reason why it's not happening. He gave it to you. Do something with it.
That's right. I love it. Girl, I follow all of that. I believe in that wholeheartedly. Don't ask for advice if you're not going to take it.
Right.
Don't get the tools if you're not going to use them.
Right.
And we are not the specialists in everything. So work with or hire those that can do the things that you can't, so you can focus on what you are good at.
That's right.
Oh, Margie, you got to be available later. All right. So now let's look at you. What self-care practices do you incorporate in your busy schedule to maintain balance?
Oh, wow. That's a question. That's a good question. I started, I wrote a book called Self-Love, For the Love of Me. It's a 31 journal, self-love journal. And in that journal, you writing every day, you're doing some things, whether it's writing a love letter to yourself, whether doing a gratitude jar, and every day you have a self-love challenge that you have to do. And so, of course I wrote the book And I'm like, okay, I'll get to it. And I'm like, then again, I can't write the book and tell you to do it, and I'm not doing it. So I started looking in the book and picking out some of my self-love journey. I went to a movie, I go to a movie by myself, or, some of the things I do is try to get away, meditate. I am a yoga instructor, so I try to do yoga as well. Sometimes I just shut down everything, internet, the TV, and I just listen to music. I love music. And so that's some of the things. And I just kind of think about me, sitting. Of course, I talk with the Lord as well. Sometimes he talks back, sometimes he don't. He just listens to me complain, so a fuss, or why it hasn't happened yet. And I know he just didn't really like my child. But so those are some of the things I do. I have to kind of digress. I have to disconnect from everything. And even at night, I'm starting to see myself, because I work a lot with my businesses. I'm starting to see myself use social media late at night, 1 o'clock in the morning. I have to start putting myself on a time schedule myself and say, okay, like I think I heard you say it right before I came on. You said you have to detach yourself. Yep. And say you have your moment, and I have to do that. And the other self-care is saying no, the power of no. You can't do for everyone and not have enough time for yourself. By the time you do for everybody else, and when it's your turn, you too tired.
You empty.
You are empty, and you have no one to refill you. You're emptying out yourself, but you don't have anyone to replace that cup. Oh, he coming in too early.
No, I'm not coming in too early. I just wanted to come on to say to you publicly and personally how much, we appreciate you. A lot of times people don't say they appreciate anyone. And for those who are tuning in for the first time, and for those who've tuned in for the last 5 years, Margie McLean has been the backbone of what we do. She put together a lot of the back office stuff that we do. She put together a lot of the programming, how we reach out to speakers. This was right when the pandemic hit in 2020. And we played her commercial that we still play every time we do this. We always play her commercial, because if you listen to it, she says, "Bring me up with you."
Mm-hmm.
She don't say, "I need your help." She don't say, "Work for me." She say, "Just bring me up with you." And I just wanted to take this time as the founder of the Black Business Network just to say to her, thank you, because many times when you're doing things, you don't know if you're gonna keep doing them. Right. And I am sure Margie will tell you, because we went through some wars of doing this with a lot of people. And many of them thought that maybe Dr. Kelly would just stop doing what the plan was initially. And I know she was very, very surprised in the level of commercials that we have now, and how smooth we're moving now.
It looks nice.
And the greatest thing about a circle is that it completes itself all the time.
Yes.
That's what a circle does. And we're so glad to have her back, because, she's been busy building her dream. And that's the thing that many people don't understand about me. I know you building your dream. I'm not going to worry you to death. I'm going to call you, but I'm not going to worry you. I'm not going to worry you to death. And Margie, I just wanted to say to you, thank you very much for all that you do. And I did want to get a screenshot at this moment. Yes, I did. I want to make sure I get that, because each time that we do this, it's a historical moment in time. And again, I want to thank you. And with that being said, let me get out of y'all's fireside chat and let y'all continue.
Excellent. And just, thank Dr. Kelly as well for even coming up with this vision, and Margie for everything that you have done for the network. Like I said, you are definitely a friend. And now I know just how personal of a friend to the Black Business Network you are. But back into just like what we were kind of talking about there, as a member of various organizations, how do you find the time to stay engaged, and kind of what motivates you to keep giving back as the way that you do?
I give back because when I was younger, others gave to me. So, and I believe in you do unto others as you will have them do unto you.
100%.
And I also believe in, my sorority, Delta Sigma Theta sorority. We have something called Fortitude, Lady Fortitude, where she's reaching back and she's reaching forward. So she's reaching forward to go in the future, but she's reaching behind to pull those behind her to come with her. And so I have embraced that. I cannot, in the video, like I said in the video he was speaking of, is I cannot get to a place and leave you there and not try to help you. When I moved out of my neighborhood, I always went back to my neighborhood, to give back, to see those who helped rear me as well in the neighborhood, the village. I had a young, this young lady who, well, older lady, I would say, she was one of the ones who would watch out the house when my parents was gone. And listen, I couldn't do anything because she's going to tell my dad. And we don't have that village anymore. So I wanted to do something where I'm building that village. And so that's one of the things that motivate me. I just try my best to bring those with me. Now, is everyone going to come that I try to come with? No. And it's sad to say, some, you're trying to climb up this mountain and you have them attached to you, and it's someone who do not want to work. You're going to have to cut the cord and let some go so you can save the others.
That's right.
And I believe in that motto, and I hate to say it, you try your best, but if not, they will slow you down. And so, but I try my best to reach back and bring those with me. Let them see a different side that they'd have never thought about. Our kids, I went last week, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, I had an opportunity to speak in a detention center. And I spoke on self-love. And I asked the young men in the detention center, what is self-love to them? Have they ever thought about that? And they said, no, I've never thought about that. And we started talking about self-love and how you love yourself. And even talked about, you may have some friends that you're trying to get somewhere and they not trying to get there. They're still your friends, but you have to move on. It just is what it is. Or they're going to hold you back. And so you could just see it on their face that they was like, yeah, I, never thought about that. And so when I was leaving, I had a young man told me to he was like, please come back. And I said, well, hopefully the next time I come back, you won't be in here. So hopefully you won't be in here. And then as I was leaving out, another young man said, hey, when I get out, can I get your information? Because I would love for you to be my mentor. And I was like, that is amazing.
Perfect.
That's amazing. Because Absolutely. I have reached someone and just poured in their mindset something that they probably have not heard before. And we have to think about their environment too. They probably don't have that in their environment for someone to pour that type of knowledge and love and care into them. So
I'm super excited to hear that. I was talking with my husband just a few nights ago, and we were talking about that crab in a barrel situation. They're not smart enough to know that if they help each other, they can all get out, right? They just need one to get out and put his arm back, and he can end up pulling them all out. But as soon as they see somebody climb too high up, they're pulling them down. So you have to get out of that mindset. I love the fact that you had those conversations and that they received it. That's important. That's important.
Yes.
Speaking of receiving it, what leadership abilities do you think are most essential for women in today's society? And how do you cultivate these qualities in your mentoring programs?
I think leadership qualities, first thing you need to learn how to do is active listening.
Yes.
You have to, and I had to learn that even just in different relationships, friendships, romantic relationship, learning how to listen, just be quiet sometimes and listen to the other person, and listen not to respond, but listen to hear what they're saying, what their heart is saying. And also then you want to restate what they said so they'll know that you actually listen. So active listening. Also, I think you have to be one who is motivated to do. And you have to look beyond what you see around you and look towards the future. A lot of times we look at our environment. I think about, I try not to go into the Bible, but I think about Peter when he stepped out on the boat. He was looking straight ahead, but then, the waves started. And then he started looking at the waves, and then he started to sink because he started to look at the exterior, the things around him that was happening out of control. And I've been there. But we're not looking forward to the future of what it is where I'm trying to get to. And so I think that's one of the part of the leadership skills that we need is making sure you stay focused, remain focused, no telling what is happening. You remain focused. I think also with your leadership, you have to be determined. Be determined. You see, like for instance, I think about, we was talking about my event. I could have just quit at that first event, but I was determined to make sure that this would be successful and determined that whatever I'm doing is going to be the benefit for other women. And I'm making a difference because one, this is what my purpose is. This is the purpose that God gave me. This is the one that the one he gave me in a dream. And I have to make sure I do what I'm supposed to do. So I have to be determined to make sure that I stay focused and move forward. So focus and determination, I think active listening, those are the basic skills that we need in leadership.
Yep. So I have active listening, staying focused, and being determined. And, and just to your point, going back to that first retreat, it's so funny how you see that as less than for yourself. How hard is it to get 15 women to agree on something, pay for something, and be there for it? That is, especially for your first retreat, before you was on a retreat, before your first conference. Young lady, that is exceptional.
Well,
and I want you to start marking that as one of your first wins for that business, because that was very successful and it was a pivotal point in the decision making going forward for you. And like you said, it's only gotten bigger and bigger since. So I'm loving it. But looking ahead, what are your aspirations for the Margie McLean Foundation in the next 5 years?
I'm looking forward to us reaching more cities. And I want to reach cities that do not have resources. The city I'm in, Fayetteville, North Carolina, we have plenty of different nonprofit organizations, but there's some smaller cities that do not have those. And I think that's going to now be my focus, is to reach those cities that doesn't have the resources that this city has. And so that's one of my aspirations. Another aspiration for me is to be able to go around and speak to more young ladies about business. I do a business conference with kids. And I call it Turn Your Passion into a Paycheck. And I actually done that workshop here on the Business Network. But I'm showing young men and women how they can take the things that they love and turn it into a business. If you like basketball, well, create a basketball camp. If you love to cook, well, start cooking and start a business, start a food truck. You're never too young to do something. If you like making jewelry, well, come on, let's do a jewelry business.
I know.
So I do that even as a teacher. I do that. I remember my first year, and I got this from my parents. My parents, we call them hustlers. My parents was business owners as well. So they got me out there early. I don't know if you remember when we used to yard sell. People used to go out and yard sell a lot.
Yes,
and my mom had me out there yard selling. And I remember when I was younger, my mom was looking for me, and I was at somebody else's booth selling their stuff, And so from there, they had already kind of put that into me, instilled that into me. So I remember when I first started teaching, they were selling cookies. The kitchen would sell cookies. And so one of my kids, he was like, I'm buying this cookie. I said, I'm gonna tell you what you do. I said, I want you to buy a lot of cookies. They're only $1 for 3. And I said, after a while, they're gonna run out of cookies. So guess who's gonna have the cookies? He said, me. I said, now what I want you to do is I want you to take those cookies and I want you to sell them for $1 a piece, 50 cents to $1 a piece. He was like, all right, you really, Miss McClain? I said, yeah, do that. Came back, Miss McClain, I got $10. I said, what? And he said, yeah, I sold these cookies because I sold them, I bought 3 for $1, but I sold them for, $1 each because they want it. I said, that's cost and demand, sir. Cost and demand. It's not there. So now you up the price. So even then I was teaching them how to start a business. And so I want kids to know that you don't have to necessarily go and work for anyone. You don't have to spend a lot of money on college. Not saying college is not it, but at the same time, you can start a business. One of my friends, we was in college and he was cutting hair in college in the dorm, cutting hair because you couldn't go anywhere. In Pembroke, at that time, it was nothing around Pembroke. And you had to go to Lumberton, which is like 30 minutes away, probably to get to your next barber. So he was doing it. And now he has a barber shop. He has a barber school doing great things. And so I say, why can't I teach that to our children? So that's one of my biggest things, is to get that program up and running, to get our kids doing some amazing things in the community.
That sounds excellent. And I know that you'll do it with the drive that you have and your vision. So I'm super excited to hear that is going to be going forward and you're going to keep up that work.
Yes.
So this kind of ties into a little bit of what you said, but we're going to focus it a little bit differently. How do you envision the future of empowerment incentives? I'm sorry, yeah, incentives for women evolving?
So we celebrate. One incentive I have is I created a. First of all, let me say thank you to Dr. Kelly for pushing me to write a book, and he's been pushing and pushing. And I finally done it. So thank you, Dr. Kelly, for pushing me on that. He was like, just write a book. So I wrote this book for the love of me, and in this book, I had another young lady say, "Why don't you do a workshop with it?" And I said, "Really? I never thought about that." So now I started doing this workshop called For the Love of Me, and we actually talk about every aspect. Every chapter is per week. At the end of the week, after we've done 6 weeks, it's a 6-week course. After we finish, we actually do a graduation live for these women. And we allow them to talk about how this course has benefited them, how it has changed their lives. We even invite their family and friends to come on, and of course, invite those who can't come on live, and for them to also give the love and share the love, and even let the ladies know how they have seen them change over the 6 weeks. And it has been amazing. I just had one just 2 days ago, I think Wednesday, and it was one young lady who she had been through so much in her past, and it started off her not showing her face, and she didn't eventually want to come on, and then eventually she turned on the camera, and then from there she started showing her face again, and it was just so amazing to see how she changed over the time. So we want to just be able to celebrate women and celebrate them in their change, in their mindset. We don't just want to just say, okay, you did it and that's it. We really want to celebrate them, showcase them, and give those type of incentives to them.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I can tell you this has just been an amazing talk. I have been super excited to be able to learn so much about you, especially as someone who is new to this network myself. So I know that our returning audience and our newer audience has really enjoyed what you had to say. Before you go, how can our audience get in touch with you, learn more about your initiatives and your foundation, and any upcoming events that you have?
Yes, you can find me at Margie McLean Foundation. You see my name in the background, Margie McLean Foundation, www.margiemcleanfoundation.org. You can also find me also on Facebook at Margie McLean Foundation 1, and also on Instagram. If you want to email me and learn more about it, you can email me at margiemcleanfoundation@gmail.com. And just pretty much follow me on my social media network, Facebook, Instagram. I'm learning how to do the TikTok. I'm just getting into TikTok a little bit. I'm not quite there. And also you can find us on YouTube. We do have a YouTube channel, so you can see some of our past workshop and seminars. We have one coming up soon. Matter of fact, October 3rd, we have a young lady who's going to come on and talk to us about domestic violence. So we're looking forward to that.
Absolutely. October month is my birth month. So I believe that it is strong in empowerment, it is strong in leadership, and it is strong in care. So we have to continue to love on each other. Margie McLean, it's definitely been a pleasure. Thank you again so much for being our guest today. And I know we are looking forward to you coming back, with or without the Black Business Olympics, right?
Yes. I'm looking forward to coming back.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I do want to thank, I know we have a sponsor here that we want to give thanks to, but while we are waiting for that information to come up, I do want you to go ahead and share, because I know you had some more on your Margie McLean Foundation that you had actually wanted to talk about. So while we are waiting for that turnaround, you want to go ahead and share that information as well?
Sure. Yes. So again, we are an organization who we promote family, we're promoting education, we're promoting health as well. So we will be having our community baby shower, will be coming in April 2025. And there we are bringing resources to our families. We are doing an actual baby shower for our family. And we give parents just a starter kit to get them started as a new parent, or those who give them some things that they need as a new parent. Also, as you can see, I have an organization called Chemistry Growth Mindset, Transformational Consulting and Coaching. And there I am coaching business leaders. I'm also coaching for holistic health. I have a women's conference that's coming up called the Divas Self-Care and Health Wellness Empowerment. And that will be November 16th. I'm looking forward. If you're looking to come, please come. We have some dynamic speakers who are coming. Matter of fact, they're doing part 2 from March of this past year. Looking forward to them coming back. And we have fun. We do some gaming. We do some team building. And we also receive some word and to give us empowerment within ourselves. As well as with the Marjorie McLean Foundation, we are also doing a cruise coming up in March. It's our Empowerment Cruise. So I'm looking forward to that. This will be our first Empowerment Cruise. That'll be March 9th through the 15th. We'll be going to Jamaica, going to Mexico, and also going to the Cayman Islands. So if you are interested in coming with us, it's for 6 days. But if you're interested for coming with us, please email me at Marjorie McLean Foundation @gmail.com.
Excellent. Well, again, Margie, thank you so much for being on the show. Such an inspiration. And I love travel, so I might just see you there.
Okay,
well, Jesus is common. Genius is common. And I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world.
Prepare for what's coming and dominate in economic winter. Stand strong and thrive by showcasing your great products and services globally through the Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics. The Black Business Network has showcased over 2,000 companies with over $7 billion in sales each year. Over 10 million attendees have viewed the rebroadcast each month. Through the Black Business Olympics, unique styles of business training and mentoring are turning students into business owners and entrepreneurial warriors who will dominate in any economy. Gain the ultimate advantage of the Black Business Olympics, 7 days of unbelievable topics and speakers speaking around the globe. Donate your time and experience to provide expertise and scholarships to students worldwide and change the world. Now, more than ever, new insights, tools, strategies, and capabilities are needed. This is your chance for a major presentation to the world. Fill out the form and join the more than 2,000 speakers who have presented to over 200 countries. Join the Black Business Network streaming live into the Metaverse, STEM City, Black Multiverse Enterprises, Hulu, Amazon, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pod TV, IBM TV, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Sign up today. Spaces are limited, and we will see you there.
I was born and raised in southeastern West Virginia, the coal fields. My father was an AME minister. For me, I was very fortunate. Even though I grew up in the segregated South, I was surrounded by flourishing Black businesses, doctors, lawyers, bankers, dentists. They were all there and they were all successful. And I guess that's part of my dream, is to see that success come back. My name is Joseph Simmons, and I am the founder of the Center for Micro-Entrepreneurial Training. We have this moment in time where we can change the trajectory of people. And our focus is on women, Black and brown entrepreneurs, and their access to capital, their ability to build thriving businesses, the ability to employ people. There's a study that showed that in those three communities, especially Black and brown communities, $1 stays in those communities for 30 minutes. In white community, $1 stays in their communities for 8 hours. So think about it. For you in a Black or brown community to get gas, to get food, to go to a restaurant, you've got to leave your community, take those dollars out of that community and take it to another community that's already being well served. So if we can reverse that, if we can go from 30 minutes to an hour to 2 hours, that's progress. That's what we need to do. I was with SCORE, and then in May of 2020, of course, the events happened in regards to the murder of George Floyd. The other thing that I was experiencing was the denials of federal funds for small businesses. And it revolved around one thing. These businesses were not being prepared for grants and for government programs. And I came up with the idea for the Center for Micro-Entrepreneurial based off those two things. Morgan Stanley had a report out in 2020, first quarter, and it talked about there were 3 groups that were massively devastated by COVID-19 on their business. That was 1, women, number 2, Black, and number 3, brown entrepreneurs. The research showed that they had less cash on hand, they had less opportunity to go into a bank and get money, and they were very dependent on family and friends to keep their business up and running. If we can focus on those 3 groups, then we can have a dramatic impact on our communities. Really, the focus is on 3 areas. And those 3 areas are 1, the people, number 2, the courses, and number 3, a support network. Here at CMAT, we will provide you with the fundamentals for generational success. And you will be creating a vibrant community by attending our 5-day immersive training course.
Why do I do what I do? You know, my life coach asked me that a few years ago. And she said, Tony, what's your why? And I told her, and she said, girl, you've already accomplished that. Perhaps you need a new why.
Hi, Tony Harris, Amy Hoydu with Say It Said Marketing, one of your students. And just wanted to say thank you, Tony Harris, for spending so much time with me. And
Attention all entrepreneurs and companies. Are you looking for reliable and efficient virtual assistants and back office support to help you manage your business tasks? Look no further than Superwoman Business Services. Our team of virtual assistants provides a full range of administrative support services, including operations management, social media marketing, and much more. We also offer website design services to help you create a professional online presence that reflects your unique brand. In addition to administrative support and website design, we offer business development and structuring services to help you grow your business and achieve your goals. We'll work closely with you to identify areas of improvement and develop a customized plan to help you reach your full potential. At Superwoman Business Services, we understand that running a business can be overwhelming and time-consuming. That's why we're here to help you fly high and achieve success. Our virtual assistants are highly skilled, experienced, and dedicated to providing you with the support you need to thrive. Come fly with us and take your business to new heights. Let us help you become the superhero entrepreneur you are meant to be. Contact Superwoman Business Services today to learn more about our back office support services. Come fly with us and take your business.
Bravery is not the absence of fear, but the ability to overcome it. We stand for those who defy suppression, who speak out, and those who walk the road less traveled. Everyone deserves to be seen and their voices to be heard. We're sparking a movement, growing a community of creators united by the desire for freedom, choice, equity, and ownership. At Fanbase, it's all for one and one for all. We support each other to guide, promote, and uplift you in a place where you can unapologetically be yourself. A place where your voice, ideas, and creativity are not just welcomed, but celebrated. We are Black founded, minority funded, and supported by a diverse, inclusive, powerful community that believes in the strength of authenticity and individual choice. Regardless of success or background, we welcome you. The marginalized, the underappreciated, the successful, the superstar. We're for all who seek a space to express themselves freely, where they are rewarded for being their authentic, true self. We transcend labels because only we have the right to define ourselves. We are built for the brave, the culture, the creators, and for the future where everyone has the power to shape their own destiny, where all are empowered, voices are amplified, and freedom is embraced. For the first time, you have a chance to own the platform you helped make popular. It's a revolution, a movement in how we connect, create, and share. Everyone is a creator, and everyone has a fan base. Here, you can be you without limits.
Did you know women represent just 3% of Fortune 500 CEOs and less than 15% of corporate executives at top companies worldwide? Have you wondered what the secrets are to getting into the top ranks, whether in the private or public sector? Do you want to figure out how to stop being held back in your career or passed over for promotion? Then you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. I have decades of experience in the military, the federal government, and corporate America, and my mission is to help women succeed and tap into their full potential. I want to reach 1 million plus women around the world to become the leaders they are meant to be. So if you want to move into a management or executive level position, or maybe you are a female veteran transitioning out of the military into business entrepreneurship, then reach out to the Executive Women's Success Institute at 301-693-3284. Let us get you on the fast track to success.
Hi, I'm Barbara Smith. Genius is common. My genius is executive coaching and professional corporate training. As the master executive coach and corporate training ambassador for the Genius is Common movement, I help business owners craft their stories in such a way that you know exactly what they do, what they have, and what they bring to the table. Many times as business owners, we are asked, so what do you do for a living? And we could be crushing in our businesses, but we're not quite sure exactly what to say in a short amount of time. Well, I help you take those stories that are the reason why you're in business and why you're so passionate about your business and craft them in such a way that people are drawn to you as opposed to being repelled by you. Because every conversation, every time you talk to someone about your business, you are excited about it. But are you really conveying what you do, what you have, and what you bring to the table. And do really people understand why you care so much and why they should care that you have the solution to their problem? Well, I'm here to help you with that. As a master storyteller, I can help you with your stories and spin them in such a way that they are intriguing and fascinating. People want to listen to you talk about your business. That's why at the Genius is Common movement, I am the master executive coach and professional training ambassador. That's my genius. And genius? Oh yeah, it's common.
Hello, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. And my genius is helping women accelerate the path to success. You know, I was blessed to have strong women in my life who encouraged, motivated, and pushed me to do my best and to never even think about giving up on my dreams. So I say to women, we must show up to rise up. We have talents and potential, but who will see them if we don't speak up and get noticed? I know that women are a tremendous resource on this planet, and there is nothing more fulfilling than helping a woman tap into her full potential. I do this because I want to be a part of helping as many women as I can to show up, to rise up. I do this because genius is common.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
And welcome. Sorry about that. Good day, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Latisha M. I am your business moderator for this edition of the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the U.S. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about businesses. So today we have with us, and that's what I was pulling up, you guys. So sorry about that. An amazing guest that we are just excited to have with us today. And I want to give a warm welcome to Dr. Stephanie Audrey. Now, Audrey is the founder and CEO of Xenoverse Wellness Group Incorporated, a global wellness organization formed to deliver wellness 1 week at a time. Love that. Through its MetaSpa Tels, which is trademarked, strategically located across the Caribbean, United Kingdom, France, and Africa. Current locations are in Jamaica and with UK and African markets opening soon. Oh, I'm going to be going to Jamaica soon, so I might have to see her about that, right? Her farm is also in the farming space, offering food as medicine, perishable, non-perishable meal kits, tinctures, and tonics, supporting the varieties of wellness protocols. Dr. Audrey codified her wellness delivery method as WAAS/S, Wellness as a Service Solution. That is so smart. Xeniverse Wellness Group is a timely concept that was initially conceived when Audrey was just 14 years old. I should say years young. She imagined a wellness center later while working in the hospitality industry for the Claremont Resort Hotel. She was one of the marketing team members that they rebranded the property after investing over $1 million to launch what was then a new concept, spa hotels. Dr. Audrey made a social impact commitment to train and develop 1 million entrepreneurs. I'm loving it. So let's give a warm welcome. And I present to you Dr. Stephanie Audrey. Hello, Dr. Audrey. How are you? You are an amazing woman so far. I'm loving it. How are you today? I think you have to unmute your mic.
Wonderful. And thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Have you been a guest on the network before?
Yes, I have. And I'm always happy to return.
Excellent. I am so, I want to say that I'm honored to be with a veteran of the network. The Black Business Network has invited me to be here recently and to be able to meet amazing women of color in this business atmosphere. And after reading your bio, I know I'm in the presence of greatness. So thank you so much for taking the time to humor me.
Well, thank you for
hang out
having
with me for a little bit.
Of course. And Black Business Network always reminds us that genius is common, right? So we just need to connect.
That's right. That's right. I love it. I love it. All right. Well, we are going to get started with our fireside chat. I wish I had my cup of tea with me, but I will then have to just mosey. I'll have to rewatch it with my tea afterwards. So to get started, what inspired you to create Xeniverse Wellness Group, and how did your earlier vision evolve into this global wellness brand?
Oh my goodness, that's such a wonderful question. And actually, it really started when I was 9. Being an only child, my mom and I used to do a lot of things. And 9 years old was really a pivotal point because she purchased a home for us. And so we got to go through this experience of, buying a brand new home, having to furnish every, room, buying everything that you possibly need to set up your household for the first time. And I remember my elementary school had a book sale. And so the other thing that she was going to need to do was learn to cook. So she attended our book sale and she bought 2 books. I remember that she bought Back to Eden and bought a soul food cookbook. And this was going to be the beginning of literally an intention that she set that I had no idea how powerful it was to set an intention. But she set an intention at that time that not only was she going to learn to cook, she was going to teach me to cook in such a way that I would have flavorful dishes, but they would not cause chronic conditions. And this was unheard of. So I grew up with sort of this, family. They said I was so foo-foo. And non-traditional so-called soul food meals is what I learned. I don't even know all of the soul food so-called meals because I did not learn to prepare them, in the original context or way that they were prepared. But it was her intention that really, planted those early seeds.
That is awesome. That is awesome. We always have to thank those who inspired, encouraged, and molded us, right? So I love that story.
Absolutely.
Now, how did your background in hospitality and commercial real estate influence your approach to developing the wellness centers like the meta spas? Ooh, that's a word.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So again, my it's a funny thing. I feel like I've sort of gone in a little bit of a loop. Initially, I was going to study to become a plastic surgeon. And at, again, 9, that's when I was able to start the GATE program in elementary school. And so from that time, they sort of identified the students that would be interested in going into the UC system. And so I grew up in the Bay Area, so I was on track to go to UC Berkeley. And in order to do so, you had to commit to a certain curriculum that you were going to complete over the next, many years, from elementary school to junior high and then into high school. And if you satisfied all of these requirements, then you'd be on track to be accepted into a UC. And so I did all of these things. But when I turned 15, my mother was having financial difficulties and said, listen, and she also was disillusioned with upper education because she had gone to school, she'd earned a 4-year degree, and she felt that it was actually more of a burden in terms of her career advancement than an asset. So she was really feeling really disillusioned about it. And the idea of me spending another, 5, 8 years between going to undergrad, possibly graduate, and then a residency, she was just like, I just don't think that it's all cracked up, what it's all cracked up to be. So at that point, she negotiated that I consider a shorter degree. And so I said, well, she asked me just to go to work. And I said, can I at least get a 2-year degree? That was me coming up with my, solution. And so that allowed me to go into fashion, actually. I went to the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, and unbeknownst to me, it was like an Ivy League business school because each of the professors were required to own a business. And so that was really where I found myself in an environment with entrepreneurs. And at the same time, I had won my first contract, launched my first business at 18, where I won a contract with the California State Library Association to set up their then Second Start adult literacy program. So it was kind of that foundation that had already been brewing. Again, earlier at 9, I used to play business all the time. And, I was making credit cards for my business one time, and that's when I was, kind of caught. And so my mom was like, what is this about? And I said, well, I'm going to be an international business tycoon. So I really believe that, again, that intention early on. What I didn't realize, I think, is that the Almighty and the ancestors said yes. But if this is the path that you want to take, then these are the things along your journey that you're going to need to gain in terms of tools in your toolbox in order to step into that destiny. So I sort of, if I look back, I would say for the last 50 years, I've been working on my being able to step into today and be able to lead this global organization. But it's really a culmination of all of the years of work that I've done to this point.
That is excellent. That is excellent. We're going to have to teach kids the game of business. I love that you said I was playing business at 9. So absolutely, that's going to be the new board game you're going to come out with too.
I love it. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, can you explain the concept behind wellness as a service / solution, the WAAS/S, and it sets Zeniverse apart from how it's setting Zeniverse apart from other wellness initiatives?
Absolutely. And so again, for me, anyone that knows me says that I'm a little bit of a taskmaster. I'm a typical A personality to the 10th power to the 10th power. So when I think about things, I tend to think about them, and it would have been enough just to create wellness resorts like any other hotel operator and just be done with that. But me, no. I need to make sure that if you come to my resort, when you go home, you're still able to continue, because what it was I did was I worked into this idea that what is full life? And so based on research through the blue zones and data about people that experience longevity, what seems to be common is when you look at blue zones, you look at sort of a holistic approach to wellness. And really, when I looked at a number of things, the insurance actuaries began to update policies to 120 years, which said, okay, well, if they figured this out, then 120 years is not a fake number. It's a real number. So with full life being 120 years and beyond, who's spreading that particular narrative and who's taking on the responsibility for what full life would appear to be like. And then also, where are those solutions to ensure that those of us that have said, okay, yes, I want to live full life of 120 years, what does that look like? So I decided to codify what that looked like by thinking about what I wanted to do at 120. So I set some new intentions, much like my mom did. I looked at my son and I said, well, wait a second. At 120, I want to be the fastest woman running the 100-meter dash. Okay, I want to be the woman jumping the longest in the long jump. Those are two things that I want to take on as intention. So I'm going to work towards that. And what I realized is as I started codifying what that would look like, then I worked in reverse and started setting those new intentions. And I even watched my body sort of reverse in its aging process to really set those sites into a possibility. And I thought, well, I could just teach people what it is I've done to transform themselves. And it's happening because now as I'm in rooms, I'm raising capital. And oftentimes when I say, oh, I'm just raising 100 million this time, people are like 100 million this time. I'm going, my smallest project is $150 million. So 100 million is nothing. I've shown that, I've exited several multi-billion dollar opportunities. So we're talking about, I'm playing in a multi-trillion dollar sector. Of course, $100 million. If you want, 10 billion, 20 billion, here's your bet, right? It's so obvious to me. Again, it's so obvious to me because I've done this. I've been in the work, I've been in these rooms. I've developed these strategies before. It's like, I'm just running plays that I've already run with Fortune 500 companies and other billion-dollar companies. I already know this stuff works because I've already been doing it for the last 20 years.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, so it's just kind of, built out of this idea of experience and realizing that outcomes, if you tie things to outcomes, then you can really make them manifest.
Love it. Love it. She said, listen, if I'm only doing 100 million, that means that this is not the most that I've ever sat in a room for. I love it. This is how you have to think. You have to not just look at what your potential is, but never go back, never accept less than. And if you do, it's because you're feeling charitable.
I love that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, let me ask you, I do know
right?
that what
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear is that Zeniverse is located in Jamaica. Okay. I'm a travel professional by trade. So this is great news for my clients. So we'll talk later. And I know you have expansions for the UK and Africa. How do you approach scaling the business internationally while maintaining a consistent maintaining yourself as a consistent wellness philosopher?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. So basically, it's about building a team. As with anything, every organization, all the business plans are executed by the people that you attract to your organization. And so that is a process of both as a CEO, the job is to set the vision, to think about, I always say where people mess up is oftentimes they think about what it is they want to accomplish as opposed to thinking about through the lens of their consumers. And so I'm very much understanding I'm creating something that there is an exact consumer market that consumes what I offer. Now, naturally, there's new people that I would hope would become consumers, but I've had to correct a few folks along the way because as much as I may desire you to become a consumer, if you're not already consuming this, then you don't represent what's already a $5.2 trillion sector that's going to be growing by $1 trillion a year. Now, naturally, I hope you join in, but I can't build a business on hoping you join in. I've got to build my business on people that already spend money for what it is that I offer, because if I can't do this profitably, I won't be around, right? So sadly, I've had to kind of, let folks know that you're not my customer. Sorry. You don't vote for this. It's not my choice. You can, because I know folks spend $25,000 on a purse. So you absolutely could pay for or $25,000 on a wig. But if that's worth more than your life, I can't help you with that, right? That's your mindset. That's your choice. You vote for your dollars every day. Hopefully that'll keep you, when I say, do you want to pick hospice or you want to pick wellness? It's your choice. Every day you make that decision.
Yes. Yes. I love the fact that she said some people choose to spend that money on a wig. Like,
Hey, I'm not going to be mad at you. Listen, your wig will be in perfect condition when your
right,
body is not,
right.
right?
I'm
I
loving it.
choose to invest that in my body. You know, LeBron spends millions of dollars a year on his body because he understands that that is his most important asset. And I see people running around spending more money on stuff. If it ain't on your, you know what, it ain't an asset, right?
Exactly. And that's what the focus should be on. People should think about what it is that they want to invest in, what the things that are very important to them, because the material things, they're gonna come and go.
And more
technology changes all the time. That new phone is not that important as you think it is. But investing in yourself, investing in someone else's dreams so that you can also reap on the returns.
That part.
Yes.
That part. That part. But you know, people don't think about that. And then, you know, I was talking to a friend and she got mad for a statement that another person made. I said, you know, a few people have kind of said things like, oh, well, you know, let me know when you have testimonials. I'm like, okay. Or, you know, let me know when you get to $1 billion. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, bet. But guess what? Don't call me then. Right. Don't call me then. Because you're right. I will be there, but don't call me then.
If this product works for you, if this service speaks to you, why are you not investing now? Why are you waiting for it to be the new best thing? And now you want to be on board. Oh,
right.
that's
Right. It's okay. It's like, it's okay. But and this is what this network is really all about. And as we heard the earlier gentleman speak to about the need for supporting, you know, micro businesses. I've been training entrepreneurs for over 40 years, I can honestly say, because like I said, I had my first business at 18. And soon thereafter, I was doing a training, my first training at the Hyatt in Oakland called Marketing Through a Recession that I created. And I had this illustrious panel of experts and myself. And at that time, I was also serving as a promotions director for a local radio station. And then I had all of my clients that were able to participate in different business opportunities. It was at that time, soon after that, clients like Hyatt and other clients were clients along that journey. And so I remember being thoughtful and recognizing that business cycles are cyclical, and that there is a way to position yourself irrespective of the cycles so that you have an opportunity to sustain your organization. But the key thing is that you must have planning and foresight. You must plan in advance. And so it's kind of when I think about people that I see today, it's like, guess what? If you're already experiencing a chronic condition, you didn't get that overnight. It was the decisions you made over the last 10, 20 years that led you to this particular point. So if you want a different outcome, then you need to start making new decisions.
Yes. Yes, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So let us keep the discussion going. When you were thinking about the Metaspa Tellus, what challenges have you faced in different cultural and regions and markets, and how have you adapted to those?
So it was great. So again, as a realist, when I transitioned, I used to own an advertising agency, and I transitioned out of the advertising space into real estate development because I noticed that I was given an opportunity. I was one of the young entrepreneurs, spoke for the National Conference of Black Mayors, and then I remember the newspaper writing me up for being the young entrepreneur that told the mayors off, and I didn't tell them off. What they asked me to do was to give feedback on how I felt that they had engaged with the entrepreneurs and discussed business, and and I said, well, I told my truth. And so I learned very early that don't ask me if you don't want me to tell you, because I'm not going to parrot to you what you may want to hear.
That's my husband's new saying this month.
I'm going to tell you, then don't ask me, right? If you don't want to know my truth. So anyway, from that led me to being able to contribute to their publications and advise some of the mayors on economic development opportunities. What I quickly noticed was that real estate developers would kind of follow and make money, and I didn't know how they were getting paid, but I know they were getting paid based on my intellectual property because it was my strategies that were being put forth first. So I wanted to make money off my own strategies. Why should I just let somebody else capitalize on my intellectual property? So fast forward, that's what kind of led me into development. But every developer has a specialty, and that's what I learned coming into the space. And I remember being asked, well, what is your specialty going to be? And I said, well, I'm going to be a mixed use developer. And I remember being told, but nobody's doing mixed use. Mixed use is not in. Now you look around the world and you see mixed uses everywhere. Well, that's been my problem. I've always been ahead of the curve. I was like that in advertising. I was introducing multiculturalism before that was a thing. Now you look around and you see it's a thing. That has been sort of my trend. I'm always ahead of the curve. No difference with this whole concept behind Medi Spa Tails. I looked at the sectors that I had mastered, and in 2008 to 2010, when the financial markets collapsed around housing, I realized that I needed to diversify again, and I needed to do something in the health space as a developer, and I didn't want to do hospitals. So I created my own asset class of Medi Spa Tails, and that would be real estate that was programmed differently to deliver a particular experience, but would also serve this intention of helping other people experience full life of 120 years and beyond. So codifying what that meant, how that felt, how that would function, and how that would operate.
I love it. I was actually a part of a discussion a couple of weeks ago with another network that I'm also associated with. And one of the women, she was talking about the health survey and how we don't have enough people of color who actually take care of their health, that get their regular checkups and things like that. And this sounds like she said, because people don't look at health as sexy. So because we don't look at health as sexy, we don't take the time that's needed to take care of ourselves. But it sounds like what you're creating is a way for us to look at it in such a different way that we are going to desire that 109, that 110, that 120-year-old life, because we're going to start desiring our health to be more beneficial for us. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So
Oh, it's so true. And guess what? The part of this journey that I think is just such a beautiful thing is there was a sadness. I lost my mom prematurely. She passed on at 48 due to stress. So part of one of our big focuses, which is why we are mind, body, and soul, because I understand the stressors and the burnout. And so that's really when you say, all right, you could be a little bit of everything to everyone. And it's like, no, 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 no. We're going to start very, strategically about what I think is the most powerful place. And that is with mental well-being. If your mental well-being is good, it's going to take care of every other part of your body. Disease begins in the mind. So
That's
we
right.
first zero in and attack burnout, the high stressors of life. And then with incorporating not only, as I said, our tools, our tinctures, and our touch, we help you to transform. And so it's this idea that yes, everything that you value, you maintain it. At minimum, invest a week a year in your body and soul maintenance. I promise you, you can't have better fun, better immersive experiences, and more importantly, better outcomes.
Wow.
So my son Sterling is the lead of the Energize X Body Studio, which are incorporated in all of our locations. And when I say fine, honey, fine. So you're right. He's bringing the sexy all in and
See,
helping us.
I'm telling you, when we see it that way, it changes. And like you said, and if it has a visual appeal, that's even better, right? You better stop it,
Absolutely.
Dr.
Absolutely.
You're going to get us cut off.
Well,
No,
he's
but
doing
I love
look,
it. And that's
he's doing
exactly what I want to hear, is that your spa is not just looking at people as another person coming in to come through, that we are looking medically, we are looking health wise. We want you, because what is one of the famous sayings? Do you want to get somebody to be well, make them laugh? Laughter is the key to health, because that deals with your mental, right? To get you out of that state of depression. Super, super great. That was such a great answer. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
my
you so much.
pleasure. It
Now
just
we're
seemed
going to go back to your 14-year-old self with this one. Your vision for Zeniverse started when you were just 14. What was your initial inspiration, and how have you just enjoyed seeing it evolve over these years?
it's really amazing. So what happened was my dad and he used to ride a motorcycle. And so he had me on the back of the motorcycle, and we had stopped at this store that had used to be, I think they sold a lot of, I think it was more aquarium, and they sold all type of exotic fish and all this stuff. And so they had gone out of business, but it had a pretty decent footprint. And for whatever reason, we are stopped peeking through the window. And so he's asking me, well, what would you do with this space? And I don't know why I said I would create this. I started describing this thing called a spa. I don't even know some of the stuff that I used to do. I don't always know why I did it. It was kind of like even when I was telling my mom about I was going to be this international business tycoon. And for whatever reason, I knew that the then wealthiest man in the world was a Middle Eastern deal maker, because she asked me what, and I said I was going to do deals. And it's like I was just curious. I read a lot of stuff, and no one said I couldn't. And so that's just, what I leaned into, is that I was going to be this businesswoman. I was going to structure all these deals. We had legal code books that I grew up with at my grandmother's house. So I used to read about corporations before I was 9, just because it was curious. So of course, that's why I had to, after completing my doctorate and then recently graduated from law school, it was that I had to graduate from law school because I had been reading this stuff since I was a little kid. So everyone knew that it was like, something weird about me. So I had to do this.
But when you have that, it's vision, right?
Yes.
It's vision. It's brought to you. I have splurted out things that I didn't even know were fact, but I just had a feeling that this is how this goes. And then we would later looking up, and it's just like, how did you know that this was the process? You knew what your process was. I need to do this to get to this. And it's going to be called a spa. It's going to be this. This is going to get me multi-millions. And I'm going to be, like it's out of the mouths of babes.
It really is. And I think that's a lot of times what we forget. And that's also a lot of the thrust of my ideas. Like, to me, when people come to our resorts, what I want them to reconnect with is their 9-year-old selves.
Oh, nice.
And so because to me, if I can free you back to where you were about 9, I'm pretty convinced that right about then you were listening to source, and you were clear between what the Almighty and the ancestors had for you. It was, how were you socialized after that point? Either you leaned into it, or you were told that it was unreasonable, you couldn't, and whatever. I'm here to tell you, you can. I want to unleash that. And I think for a lot of people, it's going to allow them to lean into the rest of their journey from this perspective of the glass being half full as opposed to half empty. And it's all about perspective, because guess what? It's the same glass with the same amount of liquid. It's all about how you perceive it.
Love it. Love it. And speaking of glasses and being full and empty, let's talk about some food. How does Zeniverse Wellness Group integrate food as medicine into its wellness protocols?
Oh my goodness. So one of the things that I did, and in fact, our first location, so what I did, again, I'm a ground up real estate developer normally, but because I knew that there would be typical hurdles to overcome in raising my first funds for this new startup, no matter how proven and credentialed and experienced or whatever, what they see first when I step into these rooms are me, and immediately what they haven't seen. So they presume that I can't do what I'm doing. I had a gentleman admit the other day that this is such a simple, well-developed deal. You've mitigated the risk. And I'm like, exactly. So we're acquiring existing boutique hotels that then I'm converting to our model. My first location has already been recognized by TripAdvisor as the number 3 best food destination in the world. So imagine starting from a platform that you already have been recognized for your food, and then you're adding this wellness element and spa that's going to change the experience at a location that's already being recognized by TripAdvisor. So we're locating our opening is on an organic farm. And that's really how a lot of our locations are determined is I look for the proximity to either an organic farm that we own or an organic farm that we're able to source our foods and vegetables from, because again, I know that if I give you nutritionally dense foods, fruits, vegetables, tonics, tinctures, your body is going to respond. So remember, I told you those outcomes that I'm invested in with you, I know for sure I can deliver on them because I've watched what I've done with myself. I literally transformed myself back to my 27-year young body by looking both at pictures of me, but doing the work.
Nice. Nice. Well, I do want to give you just this moment because this is an amazing chat and I know you're coming back for the next segment. But for those who are tuned in right now, let them know, Dr. Aubrey, how they can get in contact with you, how we can get to those spas. But remember, you're going to be here the next segment as well. So we want to continue the conversation.
Absolutely. So you can check out, we are doing a promotion. So go to 420wellnessjamaica.com. Now we have more than one brand. So for those of you who are like, oh my goodness, 420, it's not just 420. We have multiple brands in our portfolio. Think of us as the Marriott for wellness. And so there's more than one. So if you're not into learning about cannabis or psilocybins, you don't have to. Stay at one of our other properties.
Absolutely.
We have variety for you.
Absolutely. I love it. So, like I said, we are going to keep this conversation going. So we want to just are we taking a quick break? Because I know that genius is coming. And I will see you on the other side.
Thank you.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo. one of the largest business showcases in the history of black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of black business in the world.
La connexion. La connexion.
In a world obsessed with the cult of celebrity, I challenge you not to aspire to anyone else's greatness, but instead strive to reveal and ignite the greatness within you.
Are you serious?
I totally think that that's it.
Hey.
No!
Hey! To me, sexy is a man that knows who he is and what he wants.
Okay.
He's comfortable. You look at him, you see him, he's just comfortable being himself. And you're like,
Baby, be you.
be you, baby.
Just be you. I like it. Introducing the Be You collection, exclusively available at K&G Fashion Superstore.
Absolutely. So our coaching program help people that have the lack of time, that lack strategies, and lack the confidence to go after their dream life. So we help them implement tools. We help them implement, I love to leave the inherited lack of finances or the education behind finances. But it wasn't until I lost my firstborn, my only son, that life changed for me. And where I was going after it all, living the corporate life, hit my 6-figure income, and living in my dream house with my dream man, driving my dream car. Wow. I nearly lost it all when I lost my son. And so I realized it only takes one financial catastrophe that can change your entire life. That's what made me start All New Beginnings. Because no matter what's going on in life, there's a new beginning. And because of that, we develop a program called Wise Minded. My little slogan is, don't just dream it, let's live it. If they want to connect with you or work with you, what is the best ways for them to be able to do that? Well, for my social media guru, you can connect with me on every single social media platform as Tanya T. Wallace.
Sometimes you got to hear the news from the Black perspective, and more specifically, Black publishers. And that's exactly why you have to download the HeyTie app, the largest mobile app delivering breaking news, videos, and podcasts from 200 of your favorite Black publishers. Yes, 200 Black publishers delivering news as it happens, literally all in one app. Go to HAYTI.com or download the app in the Google Play Store or Apple App Store. It's completely free, along with information that you can trust, so go check them out.
Follow the Brand TV broadcast host, Grant McGaugh, as he visits with top executives and entrepreneurs to find out their secrets of success with their personal brand. Follow the Brand TV broadcast host as he focuses on brand development to build better relationships, bring value to your business, relationships, and career. You will enjoy listening to each episode that is tailored to speak to you directly. If you're looking for this type of clarity in terms of building your brand, you have tuned into the right station. Each episode will help you to shape a conversation in the 5-star BDM network of 20,000 professionals and become a springboard for your corporate engagement and business opportunities. Each guest will frame their story in the areas of personal branding, business development, career development, financial empowerment, and technology innovation. Grant McGaugh explains why he is the CEO and owner of his own professional career. Grant is an accomplished business leader and entrepreneur who wants to give back to individuals to grow their personal brand strategy. Tune in as he weaves his story about new possibilities, while to you exceed expectations. If you love storytelling, this show will make for fun. Attention all entrepreneurs and companies. Are you looking for reliable and efficient virtual assistants and back office support to help you manage your business tasks? Look no further than Superwoman Business Services. Our team of virtual assistants provides a full range of administrative support services, including operations management, social media marketing, and much more. We also offer website design services to help you create a professional online presence that reflects your unique brand. In addition to administrative support and website design, we offer business development and structuring services to help you grow your business and achieve your goals. We'll work closely with you to identify areas of improvement and develop a customized plan to help you reach your full potential. At Superwoman Business Services, we understand that running a business can be overwhelming and time-consuming. That's why we're here to help you fly high and achieve success. Our virtual assistants are highly skilled, experienced, and dedicated to providing you with the support you need to thrive. Come fly with us and take your business to new heights. Let us help you become the superhero entrepreneur you are meant to be. Contact Superwoman Business Services today to learn more about our back office support services. Come fly with us and take your business to new heights.
Absolutely. So our coaching program help people that have the lack of time, that lack strategies, and lack the confidence to go after their dream life. So we help them implement tools. We help them implement, I love to leave the inherited lack of finances or the education behind finances. But it wasn't until I lost my firstborn, my only son, that life changed for me. And where I was going after it all, living the corporate life, hit my 6-figure income and living in my dream house with my dream man, driving my dream car. Wow. I nearly lost it all when I lost my son. And so I realized it only takes one financial catastrophe that can change your entire life. That's what made me start All New Beginnings. Because no matter what's going on in life, there's a new beginning. And because of that, we develop a program called Wise Minded. My little slogan is, don't just dream it, let's live it. If they want to connect with you or work with you, what is the best ways for them to be able to do that? Well, for my social media guru, you can...
I'm Ramon Ray, founder of Smart Hustle Magazine and smallbiztechnology.com.
To celebrate small business success. Stand up on your feet. You rocked the house. Hey, thank you. It was amazing. Didn't we learn? For me, success comes from failure. One thing not to do is shake somebody's hand like this.
Colette V. Smith. The V is for victory. My mama would tell you the V is for Veronica, but it's Colette V. Smith. The NFL's first African-American woman to coach in the history of the National Football League by way of being the first female in 2017 to coach in New York Jets franchise history. Today, I'm the founder of Believe in You Incorporated. Believe in You Incorporated. I got here because I didn't limit myself. I started thinking freely, living life freely. Don't limit yourself. Unleash your power, the power that God created you to be and to have. I got here because I didn't just follow a path. I created my own. You can do the same thing. You know why I know this? Because genius is common.
You are in the right place at the right time. The Black Business Network opens again for its Black Business Olympics, a 24/7 broadcast on business, strategies, global branding, social media marketing, finance, advertisement, and much, much more. Featuring the top, most powerful entrepreneurs and speakers and thought leaders from all around the world as they gather together for this phenomenal event. Join the Black Business Network streaming live into the metaverse, STEM City, USA, Black Multiverse, Pod TV, Roku, Hulu, iHeartRadio, Apple TV, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Google Podcasts, Facebook, LinkedIn, IBM TV, Spotify, and Twitch. Tune in today and be a part of this amazing movement, the Black Business Olympics welcomes you.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
What if you could build your own city? A place where every child can find nurturing people to help them achieve their full potential. A place where every adult can access job training support, where health education is abundant, where social justice ruled the land. A place without limitations. Welcome. You have arrived at STEM City, USA. It is what every city should be. A safe and trusted community where you find people and resources to help you become everything you are and beyond. STEM City is unlike anything you have ever experienced. It is a digital twin of the world around you, only better. STEM City is about energy and soul renewal. It is more than a digital world. You can almost feel the power of live cultural events, music, and theater. STEM City promises a better future for children with caring mentors and hands-on activities with dedicated tutors to support our youth. STEM City is your passport to a healthy lifestyle with weekly events addressing our community's many issues. STEM City is your financial well-being with helpful information on wealth management, career advancement, job training, and so much more. STEM City is the community you deserve. It is the city where your dreams can come true. STEM City USA, a place in the sky that is accessible to all who reach for the stars.
The Black Business Expo is changing my life. This year, they are giving away laptops and even $5,000 in cash to students just like me. I'm Alexis, and I want to go to college to fulfill my dream of becoming an entrepreneur. Help the Black Business Expo going to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com and also becoming a vendor, a sponsor, or donating.
The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. Please, you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App at $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. Please donate to the Black Business Expo USA Scholarship Fund.
am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Well, good day, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Latisha M., and I am your business moderator for this edition of Black Business Network. Now, the Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about businesses. Amazing stuff, right? We are back with Dr. Aubrey. She was with me last segment, so if you had a chance to see it, it was amazing stuff. But let me tell you a little bit about Dr. Aubrey before I bring her on. Dr. Aubrey is the founder and CEO of Zeniverse, a wellness group incorporated, a global wellness organization formed to deliver wellness 1 week at a time. Through its meta spa tels, like hotels, but meta spa tels, strategically located across the Caribbean, United Kingdom, France, and Africa. Currently locations in Jamaica, with UK and African markets opening soon. Her firm is also in the farming space, offering food as medicine with perishables, non-perishables, meal kits, tinctures, and tonics, supporting the varieties of wellness protocols. Dr. Audrey is codified her wellness delivery model as WAAS/S, which is Wellness as a Service/Solution. Zeniverse Wellness Group is a timely concept that was initially conceived by Dr. Audrey when she was 14 years old. Now, she imagined a wellness center at that time. Can you imagine what you were doing at that age? Later, while working in the hospitality industry for the Claremont Resort Hotel, she was on the marketing team when they rebranded the property after investing over $1 million to launch what was then the new concept, spa hotels. Now, Audrey has made a special impact commitment to train and develop $1 million entrepreneurs. And speaking of which, we have the honor to hear Dr. Audrey speak today on Capital Funding 101, Strategies for Funding Success Entertainment/Film Industries. So let us welcome to the program a friend of the Black Business Network and a friend to you, Dr. Stephanie Aubrey. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you again. Nice to see you. How fancy meeting you here again.
I know. It's almost deja vu-ish. Well, we are super excited to hear about capital funding. And I know that you have an amazing talk for us. So at this time, I want to turn over the stage to you so that I can also enjoy this amazing topic as an audience member myself. Thank you so much, Dr. Stephanie Aubrey.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for having me again. Well, everyone, welcome. And what I'm going to do is I decided in order to kind of lay a foundation, I wanted to talk about capital because capital is such an important requirement in many organizations. And so I was thinking about how could I quickly give you a little bit of a recap. But let me tell you what I discovered is I was looking at not only what's happening in the market, we in the US are involved in a political cycle for new president. So that means that politically, not only are there things happening domestically, but also the impact of the US elections, how that transpires across the world, the globe. You know, we are in a global economy. And so you find that when one thing happens in one market, it actually impacts several markets. It was those set of circumstances back in 2010 when we found ourselves having a financial market collapse where the housing market had come under extreme pressure due to market speculation and had basically caused, legendary organizations to buckle under the pressure. Again, we saw this happen when the COVID-19 pandemic shut down the world. And a lot of companies have failed as a result of that. And then other companies have struggled to gain market traction again. Well, the reason that I had a keen interest in not only how do we finance film, TV related projects, entertainment projects, I had a vested interest. I ended up becoming a momager originally for my then 4-year-old son, who became a SAG-AFTRA actor at 5 and launched his career in film, TV, and voiceover, and then went away to college, dropped out, and decided that he wanted to pursue his music career. And it was around that time that I was working on my doctoral dissertation. And so I knew I was going to address venture capital, but it was important to identify a segment that I felt was worthy of study. And for me, I thought, well, what better opportunity than to solve a problem that had not yet been solved? And that being, how does one go about financing a film or TV related project? Most often, creators begin with looking for capital. Really, you should begin with defining who your customers are. And this is consistent actually in any business. The reason that we struggle when trying to get to the capital is because oftentimes we're looking at the capital out of the appropriate sequence. Yes, out of appropriate sequence. Because guess what? There's always capital available for a viable organization. Yeah, it's true. If you have a viable business model, you will not have an issue. You may have an issue with identifying who you should be communicating with. And that all has to do with the relationships and the preparation. And in the event that you may have changed sectors or been disconnected from your relationships, sort of where I found myself when I started raising capital for my next startup. I had been in both a doctoral program, completed a dissertation, and then went straight into law school. So there was a significant gap between when I was last running a venture fund. So I had to kind of reacquaint myself with money sources, but more importantly, those sources were not the right sources for the venture that I decided that I was creating. So that meant that I had to start all over pretty much from scratch and see if these methodologies would work. So let me tell you how you begin. When you think about the content that you're looking to create, who are the consumers for that content? And how would you properly segment them? What are the primary, the secondary, and the tertiary audiences that you hope to reach with that content? Where do you plan to have that content available? Where will it be distributed? Is it a film? Is it a TV? Is it music? Is it a social media project? How is that project going to be consumed? Within those platforms for consumption, what is the audience that you expect to reach? For how long do you plan to capture their attention? Begin thinking about who are these particular audiences, this ideal consumer profile, or people refer to this, who is my avatar that I'm speaking to? How many of them are there out there? Are these going to be folks that are going to consume, if it is you're doing a film project, for example? Are these your folks who are going to be the early adopters? They're the first ones at the studio opening weekend wanting to vote with their dollars? Are these the folks that show up kind of after it is that the project has already been established as a successful project? Then they're going to show up after it's been proven. Who's the last folks? The last folks, they may not consume your content at the theater, but they're going to wait for a later release through another form of distribution. Those folks as well. Who are they? Quantifying them. And then as you think about them, what are their so-called lifestyles? What are some of the things that they consume? Because that then begins to inform some of the market opportunities for how you begin to monetize this particular audience. But before you get to monetizing the audience, as you've identified them and you've identified their true interest in the content that you're preparing to produce, the next thing is thinking about, now, what type of capacity is required? What are the resources that I need? Are there technological resources? Are there material resources? Are there people, human resources? Are there equipment and capital resources? What are the locations that are necessary to not only produce, but also to consume this particular content, right? Thinking about all of those variables. How long is required to produce the content? Are you going to be able to do this in a 10-day, a 20-day? Is this a 30-day type project? Is this a project that's going to continue to build over a period of time? How are you putting together the elements of the project? And then from there, now you have the ability to determine what type of capital is necessary to execute on that particular project. And so when you develop the capital requirements, then you put together what I call is a summary based upon how you would allocate each of those funds, the uses of funds. This is where I find a lot of opportunities. A couple things. One, if it is you understand the uses of those funds, say, for example, a big part of your budget requires things like equipment, access to production and facilities and things of that nature. Those are great elements of your budget that can easily be sort of carved out and financed. So as an organization, what I suggest you consider is a layered capital strategy. And what that means is you identify some of the things that you need for your organization and ways that you can get it beside using immediate cash on hand. And so this is where you begin to look at, where are my opportunities to establish debt relationships with other vendors, other suppliers, other sources that can help me with parts of this overall puzzle that I'm looking to put together. The overall puzzle, the completed puzzle, is the production that you're looking to bring to market. But you have to bring it to market based on understanding the facts of how a market is established, and also, more importantly, how you communicate what it is the market is about. So oftentimes when I'm speaking to creatives, they jump into the product itself and start describing to me the product, the merits of the product. Well, I'm not consuming the product at that point from the standpoint of consumption. Tell me about the business behind the product that it is that you're looking to offer. Is there an audience? And who is this audience? And what is their why for consuming this particular content that you're preparing? How often will they consume this? Why will they consume this? Is this sort of a one-off? Is this a quick make you feel good for a particular reason? And there's nothing wrong with the why. It's just making sure that you understand the who and also their why for the consumption of your project, because then that's going to inform how many opportunities you have to not only capture their potential interest, but more importantly, your opportunities to monetize their interest. So now let's step back and think about it. Based on the platform, Is your content going to be made available in a platform that's typically free? If it's free, if you will, for consumption, then that means that it's probably those platforms are relying most likely on some type of other advertisers or advertising commitments in order to finance their ability to exist. Remember, all businesses must have a way to exist and sustain themselves, or they won't exist, because organizations are run these days mostly by people. Now, in the future, I may have to change that. Organizations will be run, a lot of them, with the use of robotic technology and AI. And so a lot of the roles that have been being fulfilled by people will be replaced. And so, again, people, it's important to think about what that means in terms of where your current skills are and where your skills might be greatly needed in the future. But I digress. But think about this from the standpoint as an entrepreneur. How do you begin to augment other technologies into your process to help you along your value chain, being able to manage budgets as well as manage opportunities? Before technology allowed such opportunities today, you had to go, for example, to many locations if you were scouting to create certain experiences or to tell a particular story. These days, you can scout digitally, and the digital presentation has become so advanced that you can literally, between different backdrops and screens, you can take your audience around the world digitally. And so you're able to produce content that you're able to not only to develop and deliver, but at a more price efficient level. So this should open the floodgates for those who've been sort of on the sidelines saying, well, I needed a budget of X before. Now you may find that a smaller budget will allow you to accomplish an outcome. And if not the full outcome, at least allow you enough runway to get to your MVP status. And so what do we do? How do we do that? We go back to the beginning question. Who are those customers? What is our ICP? What is our ideal customer profile in terms of who is going to consume the content? Are we speaking to boomers? What's interesting to the boomer generational cohort? What are the things that they're leaning into? What are the concerns about lifestyle, or what are the desires that they still have? What about Gen Xers? What makes them unique and different than boomers? What about millennials? What gives them a unique perspective? What are the things that they tend to lean into? What about Gen Zs? What are they thinking about and talking about? And also recognizing their age along their life cycle journey. And the rest, right? We have kids and we have elders, spanning life cycles from as early or as they say in the silent generation. We have those who are, super centurions, down to, the newborn baby entering this world and going to be participating in this space. So what is it that you're creating? And who are the folks that are going to be consuming what it is you're creating? And then how do we distinguish the difference between, if you'd say, those primary, secondary, and tertiary market segments, kind of what makes up their interest, but also what are the additional things that they're consuming, because that will inform us about advertisers, potential sponsors, potential product endorsement, product placement opportunities, right? These are, again, ways to begin to put together a budget around a particular project. Again, another reason that developing a film project can be daunting or challenging when trying to finance said project is because too often that's the focus, is a singular project, as opposed to putting together a business structure that says that we're building a sustainable organization. So our organization is bigger than just one project. And that's really what capital is typically looking for. If you're looking to capitalize an early stage venture, the capital is very interested in a couple of different relationships. If you're talking about debt capital, that is capital that you're going to attract to your organization, and it's debt. It's going to show up in the form of either a term that could be fixed, or a short term or a longer term financial commitment where you're given either a line of credit or an actual loan to acquire certain assets, or to provide working capital for your organization to exist. And usually there is an interest rate that has been established, either a fixed or an adjustable rate over a period of time. And that is usually the relationship that you're going to have with debt in your organization. If it is you're attracting equity, equity requires a few more steps. You're going to want to engage with a securities attorney, because the second that you start talking about equity, now you're selling shares. And in the US, the sale of shares is governed by the Securities Exchange Commission. So there are certain guidelines that you must first be aware of and appropriately follow before you begin to discuss a potential offering of equity, as well as when you begin to offer equity. There are certain protocols and regulatory requirements that you must be aware of and you must follow in order to appropriately raise equity commitments for your organization. So please don't do that without knowing the rules. Ignorance is not bliss in the case of making those kinds of mistakes. You can find yourself running afoul of the SEC, a federal organization, and there are federal consequences to running afoul. So please don't go down that path. Most often, a best place to start in the beginning is really understanding the debt relation and microfinance opportunities. And even in some cases, potentially there are grant opportunities available. If you're located in California, for example, some of you even Southern California, Las Vegas, there are a number of grant opportunities that are still available. We haven't run out of money. But guess what, guys? We're in Q4 of 2024, and we have about 6 solid weeks left before we run into the holiday season, as well as before the election cycle in the US is completed. So we're talking about up to about November 15th. If you haven't finished closing out on particular commitments with corporations and organizations, getting your capital solidified, then I'm sad to say that you may have to pick this up again February of 2025. And guess what, guys? Based on cyclical factors, what I've noticed is typically following an election cycle, in particular, an election cycle in the US, you're going to find some headwinds as you go into fiscal period 25, Q1 and Q2 of 2025. You're going to find oftentimes some difficulties around not only a little bit of turbulence, it's people getting back to work. A lot of times people are still on extended vacation. People are away, are coming out of, family experiences, and just a little bit slow to get back to work and function and activities. So typically what I've seen is if you have deals that are pending around November 15th, we don't see those deals get back into action by probably the beginning to the middle of February. So you could lose, about 60 to 90 days in your cycle. And so you want to prepare for that. So you want to get access to whatever capital resources you have, you can identify and capture early, as well as you want to make sure that you've planned out your business opportunities. And so if you're operating a studio or a production company, or you're a content creator, there's funds available. I know my organization, Blue Diamond Capital, where I've worked with, again, entrepreneurs, there's been a lot of interest between lenders offering different programs. as well as grants and other things that are available. But what's common to all of these opportunities is entrepreneurs having the right plans in place. The right plans in place. Oftentimes, those plans begin with the basics of one being able to understand what are the market opportunities? What does the data say and suggest? Because again, when we're making a financial decision, it's literally based upon the data. Could you give me the facts, please? Just the numbers. Let's translate your creative intention into quantifiable numbers. And let's see if the math is working. As I say, that math is not mathing. If the math is not mathing, then that's the problem with being able to get to the capital. If the math works, trust and believe there are capital resources available. Because from the capital perspective, it's looking at a return on investments in one of two ways. Either I'm going to receive a return on the interest that the borrower is paying. That's the traditional kind of debt relationship, right? I'm going to receive the principal back that I've loaned with the agreed to interest. So that's the return on investment that I'm seeking. If it is, I am in position to be an equity stakeholder in the organization. I too am looking for some form of exit at a later date, right? I'm going to experience the improved value of investing and being a shareholder in that organization. And then when that company appreciates in value, I'll have a way to redeem my shares, some type of liquidity event that allows my shares to realize the value that's been created. So that's again a return on investment. And so whoever is putting resources into your organization, that's what they're asking. Is this team capable of delivering on the promises that they're making to us around our capital? Our capital will get in, it'll be deployed the way that they've described, and more importantly, it'll come back to us principal and our return on investment. So principal and our improved value. And do we trust that this team is capable of executing? And how will they communicate with us along this journey? Because we all know that there are things that happen along the entrepreneurial journey. So am I dealing with a team that has a strong character and understanding that, guess what? When we're in business, business is going to dictate certain things. Sometimes we have to take that information and pivot. Maybe who we thought would be our primary customers, maybe there's not actually as many of them as we initially identified. So how do we fix that? Do we lean into our secondary sector? What does that look like? Are there ways to move folks from the tertiary bucket into that secondary bucket, those from that secondary bucket into that primary target? You know, what are the opportunities based on the market information that's being presented? And how can we pivot to ensure that we're delivering profitable outcomes to not only our organization, but to those on our team? We make sure that all of those particular things happen in alignment, as planned, on time, right? That's the relationship that you're building with any capital resources. And more importantly, are you ensuring that you're planning a big enough organization? Because that's also a problem that often happens as it relates to capital sources. If you need 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, 100,000, a lot of times that need is considered a micro need. You haven't built an organization that really is scaling at a level that would attract certain capital. If you're looking to build an organization where you're investing a few $100,000, $500,000, $1 million, and your goal is to, deliver a 5x, a 10x return, that's a great outcome. But that's not the type of outcome that would typically be of interest to a venture capital organization, for example. Venture capital organization is formed to deploy capital that has been collected through a series of limited partnerships. That capital has been received under a business thesis that the VC put forth. Therefore, that capital has a particular purpose on how it must be deployed, but more importantly, when and how it must be returned, and at what return for each of those investors to realize the gains. This is why VCs make very few investments. Less than 3% of the capital come from VCs. But once they deploy the capital, they're looking for those opportunities to hit the 100x returns. They're looking for entrepreneurs that are really aiming to take on moonshots. They're looking for teams that not just speak into the possibility of moonshot outcomes, but really are seasoned and have track records to demonstrate that they're able to perform at high levels. You know, when I talk about being a serial entrepreneur and my journey as an entrepreneur, I talk about the joy. And really, when I go into innovation and venture creation, it really begins from the standpoint of believing that there's a huge problem that I can make a difference in addressing, and that I believe I have a unique lens on how that problem can be addressed. And that I understand, if you will, either from personal or from research, and then being able to validate that research by speaking to prospective customers. So when I approached my doctoral dissertation, Venture Capital for Independent Filmmakers, I approached it from the perspective of there is a bunch of capital that's allocated to other sectors and not film. And so I wanted to understand why the capital avoided film and entertainment organizations in particular. And I had capital resources validate that. So I interviewed a number of VCs, family offices, angel investors, independent high net worth individuals who would typically be targeted for investment in creative projects. And I asked them to tell me why they wouldn't entertain those projects. And once they told me why they didn't entertain those projects, and luckily for me, I chose to do a mixed method study. So it allowed me to both look at quantitative data and qualitative data. And so between those two data sets, I was able to then discern particular outcomes, both supporting and contrasting against the hypotheses that I put forward, and ultimately coming out with what then would be opportunity. So once I established the whys that many of these organizations didn't entertain entertainment projects, I also explored, well, what ifs? What type of solutions would they possibly entertain? And it was from there that I decided that eventually I would bring to market really my iVent Labs methodology for the whole film community, right? And that is something that we're working on around the content creation, because that's such an important piece to every business. And so the reason that I care about content creators is much like when I noticed as early entrepreneurs, as we entered the technological phase, I said that early on, every company was a tech company, because you had to have your operations in some way augmented by technology if you were going to remain competitive. Well, I put forth to you today that we all are in content creation companies, whether we do it inside or outside, because the way information is deployed and discussed about organizations typically emerges through not only traditional advertising methods, but through social media platforms. These days, our consumers want to know more about us. They're not just interested in the brands that our organizations put forth, but they're interested in the leaders behind the brands, the leaders within those organizations. So no longer can I, as a CEO, hide behind just the brands. I have to introduce the consumers to who I am as a CEO. My grandmother must be rolling over because way back when I was a CEO of a $250 million JV that I created, she was like, nobody can know about you or you'll never get a husband. Nowadays, I can't operate in continued stealth mode because people have to know about you, right? Because that's how they vote for your brand, for the organization that you're creating. So sorry, grandmother, the times have changed. So now they have to know who I am. They have to know what I stand for. And it's amazing because, I do believe that it's important. And so as you're putting forth your organization, you want to set the vision for that organization to become sustainable. And it really begins with understanding what is the customer experience journey. And you're going to have multiple set of customers. If you're talking about a product that's consumed, for example, by an end user, maybe that's your B2C offering. But what is your B2B relationship? Your B2B relationship is with the other folks, the stakeholders that put resources in your organization. So it's thinking about that holistically and making sure that you create those relationships from the beginning. And getting to capital will not be a problem if it is that you approach it from that standpoint.
Well, Dr. Steph, this has been an amazing talk today, and I'm sure that we learned a lot about the capital funding, especially for the entertainment industry. I was actually taking down some notes because, I do make commercials and stuff for people, so it's definitely interesting to make sure you're targeting the right audience. But for those who did not catch the first segment, how can we get in touch with you to learn more, to maybe get your guidance or to hire you?
Absolutely. Thank you. So in that, if it is someone that's interested in kind of the speaking, then I send them to drmoney.live, and that's drmoney.live. So drmoney.live, that's where I do all my coaching and planning. But for our wellness resorts, of course, if you're interested in learning more about that, go to 420wellnessjamaica.com. And that's where you can see some of our offerings.
Love it. Love it. Well, we know that genius is common, and I will see you on the other side.
Thank you. Thanks
You're
again
welcome.
for having me.
Hello, I am Dr. Eric Kelly III, the visionary strategist and founder of the Black Business Olympics. I invite you to showcase your Black-owned businesses on the Black Business Network global stage. The Black Business Olympics is a global Black Business Network platform that propels Black-owned businesses into the international spotlight. By showcasing your business on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can reach a worldwide audience of potential customers, partners, and investors. You can also establish yourself as a thought leader and expert in your field, attract lucrative partnerships, and more speaking engagements. In addition, the Black Business Olympics platform provides a valuable opportunity to connect and collaborate with like-minded entrepreneurs and business professionals from around the world. This can lead to new business opportunities, ideas, and relationships. Finally, by sharing your story and expertise on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can inspire and empower others. This is a powerful way to make a positive impact on the world and leave a lasting legacy. If you are a Black-owned business owner, I encourage you to seize the opportunity to showcase your business on the Black Business Olympics platform. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make an indelible mark on the world. Be one of the 1,000 visionary entrepreneurs who are changing students' lives, shaping industries, and leaving an unforgettable legacy for their families. Unleash your voice on our global stage and watch your business thrive. Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Yes, the entire world. Just give me a call today at 919-308-9090.